Hello, everybody. Welcome back to SOS, episode 12. Did you miss me? Because you got these guys last week, and you got The Sims last week, which
the darkest timeline.
Some of the parts. Yeah, I looked at the comments, and there was some Ava kissing Brett comments. I was like, "Where's that? Got to find that." Dakota almost right in the beginning, like set herself on fire. Yeah. I imagine Ollie was just stressed out the entire time.
Yep, and
Bob involved. Did Brett show up?
We crashed his house.
Party at Grant's house.
You had a party at Grant's house.
It was at Brett's.
We had a big party at Brett's. We crashed and used his house, and then we did visit Grant in his apartment.
How's his apartment? Is it like way nicer than it probably is in game?
No.
No?
Baby TV.
It is the essence of poverty.
Oh, did you build his apartment or did that just happen?
No, it was whatever was in his price range.
That's hilarious. That fits. I love that.
But we went bowling.
Wow. No, I saw many comments like, we have to have a canonical bowling night.
Yeah, there was a bowling night.
That shit was so
clowned
funny.
on Ollie for dropping the ball, and then they both back-to-back threw the ball. And
we were all shit at bowling. Yeah.
So it was a way more enjoyable, lighthearted story than anything you've ever gotten at the table.
Well, it was until I discovered that Ollie had an illegitimate son that Tracy was like,
hang on, write that down.
I was
steal that plot point.
/flirt with.
Of course. He was like, oh, hell yeah. All right.
Somebody with daddy issues? No.
Yeah.
Was there any Saito undead?
There were Saito sightings, and I can confirm everybody. I figured out how to add Saitos ghosts to our household, which is for next time we play. On Shadows of Sims.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but we tried a few seances to communicate. That seemed like a good idea, and he did show up.
Well, the players didn't have much stress. Dakota's dogs did, and one of them was so stressed out he fucking ran away for a few days.
Yeah, we had one of the dogs was like out. I am out for a few days.
You know what, dude? If he lived in that chaos 24/7, he probably would also in game.
I've also upgraded us to a house so we have a yard. That's really why the dogs are stressed because they didn't have a place to like.
Oh, okay.
We were in the Ivory Tower, so.
Did anybody accidentally kill someone?
No, Dakota went out in the sun. Dakota.
I don't know how we survived because we have the absolute top floor of the Ivory Tower, and the whole thing is windows.
How are you?
I think close at night. It's fine.
I felt like in the darkest timeline we lived in the Ivory Tower.
I mean, one of you does live in the Ivory Tower, though.
Dakota and Brett had a fight.
A surprise!
Yeah,
like, legit.
He kept asking Ava to be his girlfriend, and Ava was like, no. And it got weird at some point, and Ava was like,
you know why it was weird, though? I feel like they're missing some context. You haven't seen it, but Ava and Brett's first date, Ava was like, here's a house key.
I gave him the key to the apartment.
Mixed signals. Also, that's very Ava.
He came right in the next day. I was like, oh, sorry, Ollie and Dakota. I gave Brett a house key.
Brett just comes on in. So we're boyfriend and girlfriend?
No, we are
come in
not.
And fuck me whenever you want.
Communing with Saito. I was like, no, we're not.
My God,
sorry.
With Saito. Did you get a kiss ghost Saito or no?
Okay, so I did spoil the first kiss, but I did record it.
Yeah, she sent it to me after stream. Dot kept playing, and
Saito showed up. He joined the house, and it was, of course, love at first sight. Even in The Sims, they were flirty, and they got their first kiss, and I was like, record for gotta record this.
I was like, yes.
Yeah, I'll share the recording in chat. I will.
It's incredible
in the Discord.
How well The Sims captured your characters. Yes. It sounds like they really nailed your characters' personalities.
Ollie cooked us dinner. It was
That's
great.
a recap from last week.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
In case you missed it.
Small little thing. We were haunted by fey creatures.
Yeah, there were gnomes all over the house.
Oh, gnomes?
They were like little gnomes, and they broke a lot of our stuff. They broke a lot of our stuff.
True to.
Wow, there's a lot of there's a lot of
parallels, right?
Yeah, a lot of parallels. That's funny. Well, no more happy-go-lucky. A couple weeks ago, we ended on a revelation that even left Bub rather confused.
Stunned.
Yeah.
Confused.
we got to get back into the nitty gritty. Is there anything? Regular shill. I'm so consumed with The Sims, I forgot we have to shill first. Hey guys, you guys are the reason we're doing all this stuff. If you like if you love SOS and you want to support SOS and see more SOS, subbing here, dropping bits here, all of that goes to paying the cast, getting art, all that good stuff. As I've said many, many, many times. If you love the stuff that Pod by Night does in general, including all this, head over to our Patreon. That's the lifeblood there. Patreon.com/podbynight is a myriad of tiers. $5, for instance, will get you audio only after shows, where $10 will get you video, and a bunch of other things at the higher tiers as well. And even the after shows for SOS are over on patreon.com/podbynight. That's in case people are confused and don't know where to find them. Those are happening over there as well. And they are always, always fantastic after shows of either like conspiracy board nonsense and watching the players like string things together, or just trying to emotionally handle what happened and hoping they can go back to their days normally afterward. It's a good time, I promise. Will we get Coterie survive season 3? I cannot. Let's worry about them surviving season 3.
Let's just get through this season.
Yeah, exactly. If you guys want to join our community and chat more about the show, please, there's a Discord you can get over at our link tree on Twitter or over in the chat on Twitch. It's free to join. All the rooms except for like a handful are free rather. The locked ones are Blood Room, which is for our patrons, and then there's our text-based RP that even if you cannot participate in, if you're not at the right tier, you can still read all of it on the Discord. So you can check that out too. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. So there's many, many different ways to support us. So feel free to support us in all those different ways. And a big shout out to Roll For It as always. If you guys want to watch this afterward and you can't catch this VOD immediately, you can head over to youtube.com/rollforit, and all of the episodes that we stream here go up over there about 3 days after we're done recording. And you can watch all of season 1, 2, and 3 over there as well. I am sitting on a Saito bar. Don't you worry. I did not forget that from last session. Okay, I think that's everything. Is there anything else we want to cover that I may or may not be missing at this point? Nothing else? Cool. All right, well then, with that all said, let's set the scene, rein things in, and see what our coterie has been up to. Scuffled quick steps of heavy boots on concrete, paired with long strides of clacking heels, elegantly stepping almost one step per every 2 that we hear of the scuffled heavy ones. Some cars drive by, but the streets not nearly as busy sounding as they normally are. And as the brisk wind crosses our face, our vision snaps to, and we realize we're looking at the backs of Dakota and Ava, strolling down some street within Chicago proper. Ava dressed what you two are wearing, what you wore at the end of the last season.
Elysium. We got our Elysium garbs.
So are you all like super garbed? As I say, did you change at all before going on this? Yeah, yes.
I guess this is what we look like. Yeah,
that's fine. A refresher, please, because I don't remember. And if you don't, time to make it up a new one. Give me an image.
I remember what Dakota's wearing.
Yeah, Dakota's got the suit with that has no like blouse on underneath it.
And I've got the matching dress, the long, elegant dress that's open in the back with like lots of straps, and it's very long and elegant.
Does one of you wear a watch?
I have one tattooed.
Doesn't help.
Okay.
Do you like a classical watch or a digital? I don't know. Whatever you would. Does anyone wear like a little wrist watch? I've never.
Ava has watches. She doesn't always wear them.
I'm just curious if. Yeah.
No, she wouldn't tonight.
Fine. No, that's fine. There's plenty of ways to figure out what time it is. Mm-hmm. I just a little simple thing for the scene in my head that I'm looking at right now. But you continue to stride, and you've left the bar now approximately an hour ago. Took a cab a little bit further down into northern Chicago, heading up toward Humboldt Park. If you don't remember where that is, it's to the west of downtown Chicago, of where the Malkavian territory technically lies, and it's sort of on the borders of where northern Brujah territory meets that Malkavian territory, but off to the west, over to the I'll ping over here. Here's Humboldt Park, right? Hello, there it is. You're up this way.
Yeah,
yep, perfect. There we go. So you're west of Ukrainian village, and you're striding down an area of kind of stacked together 3-story homes with those tiles, shingles up on the side that have been there since likely the 80s or early 90s. And it doesn't look like a ton of them have seen a bunch of TLC, and a few of them are completely abandoned and what's the word when they're not just foreclosed on, but they're like to be torn down, so they're like not safe to live in. There's a government condemned.
Oh, they're condemned. Yep.
Yeah, there's a few condemned buildings that you pass by. Nothing terribly new. However, Ava, striding down the street, and especially in a place that is so different from downtown Chicago, eyes trail no matter where you walk. To the both of you, you are dressed in incredibly fine clothing amongst people who, as you walk through, probably struggle to make their rent every month. No one says words. Maybe somebody shouts something from a distant alley or hucks a glass bottle in a general direction, not necessarily at you. But you are left alone for however you may look in terms of worth and money. There is still the essence of the beast that ever so slightly hangs off of you and gives that feel of a predator, and especially Ava, who has slipped in her humanity quite a bit. And those mortals around her, while maybe most of the attention goes to her, it doesn't necessarily, or isn't always necessarily, kind attention. None of that truly matters as you stop in front of 73 Northeast Ave. I don't fucking know. Give me a Chicago street.
Sure.
Hang on.
That sounds nice.
Northeast Ave sounds right. You know what I mean? Clark Street. There you go. Bam. You're in 73 Clark Street, the place you know Haley tends to reside in after getting that information from Grant. And as you look at the house, it is not condemned nor abandoned, though the second floor seems though as nobody lives there. While there are a few lights on in the first and the third, the second seems entirely dark. And what you can see through the windows is barren living room where no furniture is even sticking out over the tips of the windows. While in the other two, there seems to be at least an amalgamation of someone living within the inside. However, you're not sure which floor she lives on, as Grant was not sure which floor she lived on. Only that this was the building. There's 73 A, B, and C. A being bottom, B middle, C top. Two of you come to a stop. Was there any conversation the two of you would have about what this at all? Or would the scene truly pick up here?
We didn't really decide on who's going to be good cop and bad cop in this situation.
I imagine Ollie wants us to both be good cops.
I think a little tough love wouldn't hurt in this situation.
We don't even know if she stayed. We should maybe okay.
Yeah. You know what? Well, fine. We'll be nice. And if she's a little resistant, I think I'll reel in and be a little more tough. You know.
Does anybody have aspects that they could turn on to enhance their senses simply to listen?
No.
I don't know what aspects. I don't have like heightened senses or anything.
Okay, so neither of you have heightened senses?
No, I just
what do
I mean, you could roll a wits awareness or a wits investigation and then rouse the blood, which would imply not aspects level, but at a higher level of detection of noise and sound.
I do have eyes of the beast, but I'm not sure it's going to help.
That just gives you kind of vision in the night and makes your eyes glow red, which are it's very dangerous to do around mortals because it's a pretty high masquerade threat.
Yeah, that's not what we want. Okay, just play it easy, Ava.
Okay.
Well, how do you approach?
Okay, so usually if there's a single building with lots of apartments, there's like names by the doorbells.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Do we see names?
As you walk up to the front, yes, there are. There's also 3 tin mailboxes lined next to each other's. The ones that are just a rectangle with little hooks underneath where newspapers can sit. People can open the top and close. And there you actually see the names, not necessarily next to the doorbells. And what is Haley's last name, if you remember off the top of your head? Because I do not. Did we give her a last name, Bub?
I did not.
Okay, that's fine. I will give her a last name now. But while I do so, because I want to find an appropriate one, or unless Bub has an appropriate one, obviously it's yours to take. She is on the 3rd floor.
Okay. Hey, look, 3rd floor. Is her mailbox full or empty?
Looks it doesn't look full, but it looks like it's been left alone for a few days.
I grab her mail.
Okay.
And I point upstairs.
And Ava.
Yeah. Shall we?
Her last name is Walsh.
Walsh. Yeah. I find it, note it. I grab the mail and we go upstairs to the door and I just like a light tap.
Well, as you step inside and the sounds of the outside become muted and now you're more attuned to what's happening in the immediate vicinity, you can hear arguing on the first floor, screaming match between someone and the more you listen, it sounds like a husband and wife are screaming at each other over something that it's hard to tell because they're not close to the door, but you can hear two distinct voices raised. Does that stop either of you? Dakota, I mean, Ava, I imagine probably doesn't worry about what the fucking kind are doing and are making her way upstairs because I'm curious. And I know what you're asking if it sounds like. I'll get to what you see in a minute.
Okay, then
I'm just curious if Ava continues or if she stops.
If it's not her apartment, I don't care.
Exactly. So Ava continues.
I'll hesitate at the bottom of the stairs to listen.
Okay, wits awareness.
Yeah, it doesn't help me. Okay. I don't have a modifier. Okay. I didn't get any successes.
You could use a willpower here and reroll 2 of those.
This is important to one of Dakota's personal convictions.
And which conviction is that? For the listeners and the viewers.
You know what?
It
actually isn't, but it does. It doesn't anymore.
It's personal to Dakota.
It is personal to Dakota and her feeding type specifically. Like, don't harm women and children.
What's your humanity at, out of curiosity, Dakota?
I think it's back up to a 6. Yeah. Oh, I just.
So, are you re-rolling 2?
Yeah. Sure. What's the worst that could happen?
All right. Make sure you burn your.
I got a success.
You got a success from where they are. And how loudly they're screaming, you can pick up bits and pieces, though context fails you. However, it seems like they're talking about a third individual because you do hear the female voice say, it's your fault he's like this.
Are we continuing up, Dakota?
I see her stop for a moment. Okay, if you want to make one more roll, if you're trying to infer context, you are able to make a wits insight check on that line that you heard in the way she delivered it.
Okay.
Sees Dakota stop for a second.
Yeah, so you hear you take 3 steps without thinking, and it's when you realize there are no
successes.
Unfortunate. You don't know. It could mean anything. But Ava, you take about 3 steps before you realize the steps are no longer following, and as you turn around and you see Dakota sitting at the base of the stairs. Dakota, are your eyes just to the ground as you're concentrating on your right ear where the door
I imagine
is?
You know how when a dog stops because it hears something you don't, and then it turns to look at the thing that you don't
and
hear.
I look at you like a dog.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm like,
but I'm like, what's?
I would say if I don't hear anything and can't put it together, maybe
Correct.
It's just like a stop, and Ava breaks Dakota out of it, and Dakota's like, go on. I'm sorry, just.
And you follow in tow?
Yeah.
As you both finish making your way up through the 2nd floor and then to the 3rd floor, the door, do you reach to see if the door's locked? Do you knock? What do you do?
We should knock.
Oh,
there is a typical,
Little
okay.
light
As you
tap.
knock, there doesn't seem to be a response. And as you take a moment and the shouting downstairs is a little bit more muffled and there's a few breaks, you can hear what sounds to be quiet, again, muffled music coming from the other side. Mostly just the bass line you can hear almost vibrating the wooden door very gently in its frame. Something that only the kindred could probably pick up this easily.
On the door, Haley's door?
Yep. On Haley's door. There's music coming from the other side.
I tap just a smidge louder?
I knock a bit louder and maybe even longer. However, no answer comes. Let me make a roll real quick. Yeah, no answer comes.
Okay. Can I just check the handle?
Yeah, it is locked. And much like many apartments, there's also a dead bolt right above it that needs a key. Bolt of what was probably gold or something, looking at some point that has slowly worn off and been more.
Knock a little harder.
Perhaps with more urgency.
Nothing happens.
Okay, I'm done with this shit. I pull.
I would say, do strength brawl, kick the door?
I was gonna try to pick it. Maybe.
Oh yeah, dexterity larceny check. Do you have lockpick tools?
I don't. I reach in Ava's hair and pull out a bobby pin.
Okay.
And I'm gonna. I don't really have larceny skills, so this is just gonna.
Okay, you're gonna take. Okay, I will. Don't worry about what you're gonna take as a penalty. I will take it off in my mind and tell you if you succeed.
Okay.
It's not a huge, it's not like a 5 penalty, but it is. You've never done it before. You don't have the tools, and you're trying to
right thing.
And you're like CIA, Miami. I can do this.
Okay.
I've seen a few episodes.
Yeah. This is how they do it in the movies. I got a bestial failure.
Oh
no. As you slide the bobby pin in and make an attempt to turn it, it instantly gets jammed into the lock.
Oh, fuck. Okay, well, yeah.
You can't pull it out. You're trying, and the more you fiddle with it, the further it goes in until even the tips of the bobby pin are no longer grabbable, and it's just in the lock.
You know what? I need to practice one of my kicks, so back up, Ava. Give me a little
Does
space.
Ava say anything? Are you just watching? What is Ava? Is she just simply standing back and watching?
I'm just going to stand back and let her do her thing.
Yeah, Dakota, takes stance, and she's going to
literally
Van Damme this door in. Can I use my karate specialty I bought?
Sure, why the fuck not? Okay. It's like punching a punching bag.
Okay.
Take that +1.
Make sure no neighbors are.
Hang on.
There's a no neighbor in the middle, so at least there's that. And let's see, it's Chicago. People are getting broken into.
Yeah,
it's World of Darkness, Chicago specifically.
Just, I don't want
anything. I got a 3. That's all I really needed.
Yeah, I mean that's plenty. It's not like you. So what we see is Dakota just fuck it, stand up, and just be like, you know what? I need to practice a kick, like she says. And she rears her kick up, and I just imagine like a 300 style. Just slams her boot into the door, and you watch the deadlock and the doorknob itself splinter from the wood. It doesn't go flying off, but it shatters from the front half of the door, and on the inside it kind of hangs with what little wood it's still connected to. It's like corkboard wood. It's
can I try to catch it before it slams to the wall? So it makes less noise?
I need dexterity athletics for that.
I just want to, I'm not here to
thinking about it until after she kicks
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'll just roll.
Instead of holding the handle and shouldering
it. My rolls today are garbage. I only got a 1.
So Dakota reaches out desperately to just oh shit, but is unable to, and the door itself with the limp now door handle slams into the drywall, and with a loud crack, the door kind of wobbles as you realize the door handle is probably made a hole in the drywall behind it and got lodged into it.
Okay.
However, immediately on the other side of the door, as you both peer in, you see what would be the kitchen to this small apartment. It has the stove and everything that's kind of comes along with it. And there's a open bag of Frito-Lays along with some onion dip that's probably been open for a few days longer than it should have.
Haley, I don't go in yet. I stay in the... Haley?
The table the chips sit on is circular, and there's only a singular chair that is a lawn chair, not even one that belongs to the table. And as you shout or just say Haley and look around, you can truly hear the music now coming from down the hall. This is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom kitchen with a separate living room apartment. So it's a little bit nicer than a small clustered apartment. And you're just in the kitchen right now. The living room, it would likely be down the hall. As you say, Haley, there is no response. Ava, do you step in, Dakota?
I think we should step in.
You first.
Check on her.
You first.
I'll step in.
Dakota steps in and
no. Ava steps in first.
I'll go.
Sorry, I meant Ava. Ava steps in after a little bit of debate and hesitation, and as she takes a step in with confidence, nothing happens. You just stand on some dirty tile whose grout desperately needs to be deep cleaned. And now you take in more, and over sitting on the counters is a few empty bottles of liquor that you recognize having been taken from The Lights Out pub, correct.
The bar? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just making my way in, honestly. Like,
so Ava steps in, and then after that first step with confidence,
I try to put the door back.
You do your best. I mean, you are able to push it in, close it enough.
I'll get somebody to fix that. Don't worry.
Okay. Haley.
And Dakota's like, okay, Haley, and she steps in. And you both make your way to the right, and then take a left down the hall. And on your left-hand side is the bathroom that's open. The light is actually on, and you can see that the tub is filled. However, there's nobody in it, and there's nobody in the bathroom. There's a toothpaste, but no toothbrush, and a towel laying on the ground that is likely very dirty. A little bit further on the right-hand side is the bedroom. And the bedroom door is shut. However, the music is coming from the room at the end of the hall, which is the living room that you can see from here.
That's where I'm going.
So you're just ignoring the bedroom. Dakota continues forward. Ava?
I'll check the bedroom while she checks the living.
The door is unlocked. And as you turn the bedroom door and you open it, you don't see anybody in here except on the bed. You do see a duffel bag, unzipped, with clothes haphazardly tossed into it. A half-empty bottle of Jack Daniels sat kind of buried in it like a nest, and some shoes at the end of the bed. A travel bag, you would guess, at the very least. But Dakota, as we kind of move our vision to that, from that bedroom, which is, again, much like the rest, very plain, just a bed, no posters, a mirror that sits in the corner, and a bit of like a small closet that's one of those, you pull it open and they fold doors out of the way, and there's that's open, and it looks like half the clothes in there or in that bag were pulled off of the hangers that are scatteredly in the closet, both having clothes on and some not having clothes on it at all. And as we kind of peer out to the hallway, following Dakota and catching up, zooming between her feet and into the living room just before she steps in, the camera spins to see Dakota take a step in and look around. This room is rugged. There is a couple of decent looking chairs that would be probably knockoff Lazy Boys. However, they don't match whatsoever, and one is clearly older than the other. And there's also a TV that is mounted on the wall, about 20 inches, and there's some sort of it looks like news playing on mute, as there's also a stereo kind of system that's playing the music that we're hearing just underneath the TV itself. But over to the corner, on the floor, leaned up against the wall, kind of slouched, with her blonde hair and her eyes closed and a bottle of alcohol in her hand, is Haley.
Okay, well, I run over, bottle to the side. Can I check for a pulse? Is she alive?
Yep, you got to do a medical check.
Oh my god!
Which I think is intelligence medicine.
Yeah, this will be really great.
Oh no!
Be really great, really, really great.
You run over and you quickly slap your fingers on her neck for a pulse or try to feel for a breath, but you're not sure. You've dealt with medicine before, but it's been a while since you have to worry about it. You've worried about a human dying in your arms, and it's hard to tell if you can't tell. You don't know if she's dead or not. You just are indeterminate at that point. Ava is in the other bedroom.
I go, Ava! I yell at Ava. Okay.
I was going to say, are you doing anything? But before you get a chance to, Ava, yeah, Dakota. Ava, I found her, and you quickly stride out and walk into a room to see her down on one knee with an alcohol bottle over to Dakota's side at this point, kind of lifting and propping Haley up against the wall. She's wearing now you see a white, what looks like a Baby Chorus t-shirt. And as you kind of step back, it doesn't say Baby Chorus, but it's them definitely on the shirt. And jeans with just socks, no shoes on.
Does she have a pulse?
I don't know.
You want to make a intelligence medicine?
Only
check,
an intelligence too.
I have.
Do you want to rouse the blood and add to this or no?
Yeah, actually, I will.
Rouse the blood and add 2d10. Yeah, the dice hate Dot tonight.
Yeah, it's fine.
Very much.
They hated me the last time we played too.
Then you don't get hungry.
Very well.
Yeah. Intelligence is medicine. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, and add 2.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me do this. Add 2.
Wow, nice roll.
Yeah.
4 successes. You stride over as well, taking the opposite side of Dakota, and kind of scooching up on 2 knees. And you quickly reach for a pulse. And then when you can't feel a pulse, you do the breath check. Open the mouth, keep a finger under the nose. And when you just think that she might be gone, you do feel a little bit of a shallow breath tickle your finger. 4 successes was what I was looking for. Anything under is failure and indeterminate or dead. You barely fucking made it.
Well,
she's barely holding on.
Okay, go. If there's one thing Dakota knows, is how to take care of drunk people, since she grew up in a household where she watched her mother take care of her drunk fucking stepfather all the time. So Dakota goes, go run a cold shower.
Okay. Should we get her like actual medical attention?
I don't know yet. Go run a cold shower, Ava.
God damn it. Okay.
And Ava, quickly stands up and you feel her heel footsteps stride out.
I emptied the tub that was full and
doesn't look used. It looks like she made the bath and then never got to it. Now that you have a close look, it doesn't look dirty water, just clear water that was just never used. Yeah. And as you plunge your hand in to open the drain, it's ice cold. It has been sitting there for quite some time. Okay. And so the water begins to drain. Do you want to keep the water ice cold or you just want to keep it as a shower?
I'll shower. Yeah.
Okay, turn the shower on. So Dakota, you hear within a few moments the of the shower just down the hall. Dakota squeakily turns, or rather, Ava squeakily turns it.
Yeah, scoop her up.
Effortlessly, you pick her up, cradling her and walking her down the hallway.
I grab on my way. I grab like a thing of ice from the freezer. Close it with like an elbow or something as I like lug it all into the bathroom.
And it doesn't take very long for you to get yourself all set up properly. And how do you go about what you're doing? Dakota puts her into the tub.
Oh, I'm wearing my nice clothes. I look at Ava like, fuck.
The one
it's just water.
Hey, yeah. I know I look nice. So I guess I roll my sleeves up on my very fancy suit jacket and I will slow dip her into this cold water.
Okay. And as you do so, you actually do feel her body almost like tense up. You feel a bit of like a sharp inhale, though still shallow. But it doesn't seem like she's coming conscious out of it.
I'm going to try to wake her.
You're going to just slap her a few times and
we take her somewhere, Dakota, this doesn't look good. She barely had a pulse. I couldn't even feel it at first.
Okay. If she doesn't wake.
If you're slapping her and you're just like looking back as you are, kind of just like talking to her, there is reaction. No. And eventually you get a light moan or groan out of her.
Oh, okay. Okay. Shower off now that she's back awake. I'm like, Ava, let's get her some dry clothes.
Okay, I'll go run in her room, grab what was in her duffel bag, whatever clothes or anything. And
sure. As you ruffle through the duffel bag, at the very bottom, buried under all the clothes, you find yourself a gun.
Shit. Okay, I will take a note.
Okay, just leave it there? Or do you leave it there? Okay.
I'm gonna leave it there for now, and I will go tell Dakota.
Sure. So you grab her a quick outfit out of there and run back into the bathroom, handing the clothes to Dakota.
Hey, she looked like she was ready to leave. She got a bag all packed up, and she's got a gun in there. So,
well, it looks like she found the bottle before she was able to do any of that. So,
yeah, I don't know why she's leaving, but
Dakota scoops her up in like a dry towel, and kind of takes her in there. Yeah,
she has a hard time keeping her head as it lolls from side to side, but regardless, you're able to accomplish the task and with certainty know that she is still alive. She is just very, very, very alcohol poisoned. Yeah, very drunk.
I still think we should take her to a doctor.
Well, that's a tough call.
Yeah.
She's got a phone, right?
Yeah, I'll look for her phone actually.
Yeah, and it's in the duffel bag. You quickly look through the duffel bag and you find her phone.
I'll see if I can check if she's got any missed calls or messages or anything.
Her phone is locked.
Shit, can I get her hand thumbprint on it or see if I can
it's facial recognition. So
I hold her head very gingerly.
Yeah,
it works. It opens and you begin.
Call Ollie.
As you reach down to start using it, you realize you have an issue, Ava. Hold hands are not recognized on a touch screen.
I can't blush of life.
Cannot blush of life, Miss for Humanity.
Oh, I take her hand, her finger.
Okay, yeah, sure. A little sloppy, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, I'll use her.
What
finger.
are you looking for in her phone? Out of curiosity.
Ollie's number. Call the bar.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The lights out pub is there. And you hit the button, and as you hit call, our vision hard cuts back to the lights out pub as we see Grant hanging his apron up as the phone rings. It makes him jump, and he looks over to it, and you see the look in his face of debate. Do I just go home, or do I answer the phone? And there's a moment where he just swallows his pride and is like, no, it could be anything. And he walks over and he picks up the phone. Yellow.
Grant, darling, it's Ava and Dakota.
Oh, how's it going, beautiful?
We need to talk to Ollie immediately.
Ollie. Yeah, I think he went to go get his coat. Maybe I should let him tell you. Ollie, boss. And you're downstairs. Bub, Ollie's downstairs getting ready. And you hear Grant muffled shouting your name down the stairs. It's a call for you, boss. It's Ava.
Okay. Ollie will make his way to the only phone.
Yeah. It's the hung on the wall, wired in. It's in the kitchen next to where he cooks. And it's all old and beige and yellow at this point. And he just kind of hands the phone over to you.
Hi.
Hey. What's going on?
Boss, I good. Can I go home?
You wrap everything up?
Yeah, everything's good. It's good.
Yeah, go ahead. Grab
What are we? Chopped liver?
We checked on Haley.
Oh yeah, how's she doing?
Not good. She's out of it. She had a little too much to drink, and we found her passed out. But has a cold shower now, and she's just very it's not very out of it. She is very, very, very badly out of it.
Do you want us to drop her at the hospital or not?
So you hear that in the distance.
Yeah, is she? Does she need to be in a hospital?
From the looks of it, I think she does.
I gave her a cold shower. She's breathing. She just needs to sleep it off.
It's your call, Ollie.
How's her pulse?
Barely. I can barely.
But there.
You need me to come by?
No. We've got this under control. We were just looking.
We could. The question: Do we want to take her to a hospital, or do we?
Do you want to rack up some bills for her?
I don't mind.
Okay, well,
is there a thought of a potential worry of Masquerade breach?
I'm just saying. I think it could be.
What if well, I don't know how good this
Ollie, what
place
kind of
is.
drugs do you have at the bar? Do you have some adrenaline? Do you have something that we could flush her system with? Maybe
Could we just give her IV of water, anything?
No, this. And you know what? For people like this, what I do, I let them rest after I give them my blood.
Ollie,
that's what I do for everyone.
Ollie, remember what you told me.
Which thing? I've told you a lot of things.
This could be. Do you want me? You asked me if I could ghoul her.
Yeah, you did have that conversation.
It just, she can't really consent to that right now.
She's right. Look, you got to get her better first.
All right.
Okay.
We could take her to the hospital that Saito owned.
Yeah, that's not.
I don't know how good
anymore.
I don't know how good that hospital is, but it's it might not be a Masquerade breaching hospital.
If we were Haley, would we want to go to the hospital?
No, probably not.
Okay, so we're gonna deal with Haley right here and right now. Ollie, go wherever it was you were going.
He was downstairs. It's almost. Hey, it's really late.
Grant said you were getting your coat.
To be honest with you, out of game, I totally forgot he sleeps at the bar. He was going home in my head.
We should probably unless we stay here overnight. It's probably near the end of the night as well. We had an Elysium. We had a bunch of shit.
That's what I'm saying. Tonight. Yeah, it's like 3 a.m. at this point. Later, maybe.
Where are we taking her?
Ava, we need a car. We need a taxi.
You could also slapdash her apartment and block the windows.
Can you park down there?
You have to leave. I mean, she would.
You want me to stay at her place?
Just trying.
She's got to need someone to look up after her.
We should. we should probably stay here, Dakota.
Do you know how hard it is? She's got windows everywhere. This place is not even close to being ready for us to stay in it.
I mean, I could come do it.
No, I'm telling you, we have a place for Haley. There are extra beds at the theater. All we need is a ride.
All right. Let's take her to the theater. It's fine. We'll get a ride. We'll take her there.
Right. So, how are you gonna get her down the stairs?
I don't know.
Scoop.
And you don't think that a cab isn't gonna be curious at all as to why you're carrying a friend? A friend?
A passed out friend? Yeah.
Have you seen us? We look like just the ladies with passed out friends.
Sure, but we've also got people watching us right now.
Okay, fine. I'm telling you, I think
it's a tough call. I think maybe we should just stay
Mathis,
here, Dakota.
how long would it take me to move through the underground?
Is there? Let me look at the lore sheet because you have the lore sheet, and I know it. I think it actually says it like a percentage or something. You have the lore sheet. What? Let me see. What lore sheet is it off the top of your head? Do you remember?
The Labyrinth.
I just remember the name of it.
Let me check that. I should have a page on it.
It's in Chicago by Night, right?
Correct.
Yes, page 279.
Labyrinth. Yeah, I'm using the internet. The Roll20 thing. Here we go. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. Not construct a labyrinth. All right, you tell me what it says.
Oh, I don't have that open just at the
that's
moment.
fine.
I got you. I can handle this very quickly. Let me just open.
Because I'm looking at labyrinth. That's a 4-dot labyrinth, and I'm looking for.
All right, I got you right here. I'm gonna pull it up. Let me hit the sheets. I got the PDF open. Let's see. Why is it, y'all? Their books are so hard to find things. I'm so sorry.
Page 279 in
Even
Chicago.
online.
279.
Have you guys seen the new players? The new players.
Got it.
Yes.
How many dots do you have?
I have it. It is very nice.
I have access to 3 dots, but I don't think they're all going to apply here.
Okay, so you have tunnel access, just several tunnels one can travel through. The stories told, that's the story thing. Once a month, there's a small club night hosted. Okay, that's, if you're going to party. Yeah. So if you follow that path, none in the labyrinth will harm you, but if you stray from it, you risk your death. This knowledge is useful. It doesn't really say anything regarding mechanics for this call.
I would say then.
I think
you could. I was going to get the book. I would say then it would take the same amount of time it took for them to get there, but without a car. Like you can get there in car's speed. So you got there in about an hour told. You could probably be there in a little under an hour.
Okay.
Let me check one thing. I want to check I don't want to spoil anything in case it doesn't matter.
Okay. I have a plan.
Yeah, but you guys can keep having.
Okay. Here's what's gonna go down. So. Her bathroom doesn't have like massive windows in it. I'm guessing most bathrooms don't.
Yeah, no. It has like a tiny ass little fucking one.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put the blinds down, close the curtains, leave her on the bed. I'm gonna stay in the bathtub and hope she doesn't wake up before nightfall tomorrow.
Okay.
Remember, you can stay up through the day as well. It just causes you to feel basically exhaustion.
You get the equivalent of fatigue.
Yep. You get just like you don't automatically fall asleep like a magic like.
I'll watch her for a little bit, and then Ava, you can go back so not both of us are not put in a bad situation.
Okay. I could also just try to stay nearby. It's fine. I'll just go back tonight and come back tomorrow night immediately and check on you.
Right. Yep, I will be here. Ollie, I will be here.
All right.
Okay.
And then tomorrow night I'll touch base maybe when she's awake again.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I found what I'm looking for. Just give me 1 second.
We should Dakota starts like dumping all the alcohol that's left down the sink. Every bottle.
Yes.
Emptying every bottle into the sink. Tosses it all in trash bags and then hands it to Ava. That's like, I take this out on your way out.
Okay.
Thank you.
What about the duffel bag with the gun? By the way,
there's
Ollie,
a gun?
I just said there was a gun earlier. Ollie, she was ready to like leave. she had a bag ready with a gun in there. I thought you should know that as well.
I can't say I'm surprised. Most everybody's got a gun these days.
This is true. I'm just saying, she was ready to get out of here. So, just letting you know. Should we get rid of it? Should we?
I'll take the gun.
I could take it.
Do you want it?
No.
Okay.
But I don't want her to find it on you while you're torpor or sleeping.
I put it in the back tank of the toilet. Plunk.
Sure. Plunk. And it sits into the water.
Okay, then. All right. Well, Dakota, you can stay, and I will check on you immediately.
I'll call in the morning.
And Ollie, Are you staying then? Like, is this all happening while he's on the phone with you?
I mean, yeah, if this is what this looks like, then I'll stick around.
Stress? Okay.
I'll probably see if I can find like some sort of 24-hour food service. And
sure. You could definitely find a delivery or something if you're looking for.
Yeah, and get something for probably both. So she has options, and anything that I think that Dakota might be able to rouse the blood and enjoy as well.
Sure, absolutely. Does she have any requests? What would Dakota like? Buffalo wings? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe
greasy late night food.
Oh yeah, something. Dakota's a kid at heart. She probably really likes something like ice cream. That she'd never let anybody know that she like sits and eats like birthday cake ice cream in the bottom of her boat on the occasion, but it's probably something silly like that, or like cookie dough with extra cookie dough or some shit.
Oh, that's my favorite. All right.
Okay. I'll set something up so that's on its way up, and I'll send onion rings because everybody likes onion rings as well.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong with onion rings.
Yeah. Plus, you can't get brain freeze if you're already dead.
True.
This is true.
So I'm not going to role play the entire day that Dakota has with her. Of course, hours pass before the thing that officially wakes her up is the desperate need to puke. And as the day rolls on, it is extremely slow and painful for her recovery process. You are in the bathroom where you've, basically took one of her trash bags and some duct tape and just tape that up while you shut the door and hit the bottom with the towel that was already in there to make sure no sunlight comes in. And you spend hours in this tiny ass little bathroom tending to an extraordinarily drunk individual who gets violently ill, but eventually, right as the sun is about to set, she is able to at least speak a bit better. And though she still feels ill, the cold pizza and cold Chinese food plus a lot of water is something she eventually starts to pick at, even if she doesn't say much in the process. As the next night comes around, rouse check everybody except for Dot, who is gonna basically take fatigued
How do I mark that?
I will give you that. One moment.
Oops.
Rip.
Not okay.
I feel like superficial. Yeah.
Okay, I need to find. Oops, is that it? Did I find it? No. We'll get there.
Hang on. Let's see.
I want to say it's like a minus on your physical stuff.
I think that's correct.
But I cannot fully remember.
I was trying to figure out how to find it in our stuff. There's got to be like rules for that. Let's see.
Yeah, I tried to Google it and I didn't. Not Google it. I tried to fucking use Roll20 and it didn't pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no exhaustion. What the hell is it called?
It's probably under like mechanics for like sleeping or
torpor, maybe.
Let me see if I can help.
This is something new for us, y'all.
I know.
Yeah, 223.
We enjoy our rest.
We've never. Yeah.
we don't stay up.
Yeah, it's got to be some kind of minus to rolls or like.
I know it is that. I just don't remember what it is.
I believe it's a willpower test. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the willpower test because, like, the body technically, like, kindred do not physically tire ever.
Correct.
So it's a matter of mental exhaustion.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Let's see.
But I don't know where that rule is. I don't see it often, and I probably should know that.
Yeah, me too. I feel like
You know,
I don't.
see
You know what?
it.
Why am I searching on that one? I got a book.
Hunting.
That's what I'm flipping through my book right now.
Oh, looking through our books.
Stains, remorse, degradation, degeneration.
Yeah. Nothing. Anybody in chat, if you
if anybody knows the name of it,
bless.
like I would love to know the name of it, because for whatever reason, exhaustion, fatigued, and none of that is actually in the appendix or anything, or the index.
You know what? Let's control F on the PDF.
I wonder if it's part of what is an extended test. I'm just interested here.
V5 core rulebook. Let's see.
Oh, these books are so fucking poorly laid out, dude. So poorly laid out.
I just oh my god, yeah. Y'all,
what in the shit and fuck?
It is so hard. I took players to do character creation last week, and it was just
nightmare.
It was. We were like, they were exhausted after it. They're like, this is too much to go through. All right, let's see if I can.
Let's use
it should be actually okay. Hang on. Because if I remember correctly, it's the same debuff as when you lose all your willpower for the day. 157. Hang on. Willpower. Let's see.
Awakening. Every night a vampire. Hunger buff 5. Vampire awakening that they requires humanity roll.
Okay, because it's called impaired, and you receive a -2 dice penalty to social and mental tests. There it is. Impaired.
Apparently, there's supposed to be a merit that you can take that makes the process easier or even harder to achieve if you take the flaw.
Oh, it's considered a conflict in the book. Everybody at home. Once it sustains enough damage to fill their tracker, they are impaired. Impaired characters lose 2 dice from all relevant dice pools. For every level of damage taken, remember. But how do
so yeah, because you can get impaired by taking too much damage too.
Correct. It's like, but I don't know where it says it regarding like.
There aren't. Apparently, this is a big thing that's hit a lot of forums. There's no mechanical reasons that Kindred have to sleep during the day.
Oh,
I thought there was. Oh well, you're taking a mental -2.
That's fine. I'll take a mental -2. That's fine.
Oh my god. Anyway, mental and social, but it doesn't matter. Okay, my apologies, chat. I know it took a while, but I swear I thought there were rules. Point being, you don't feel very great. It's hard to concentrate. And as the night falls, did you guys make your rouses? Ollie gets a little hungrier. Ava does not. The night begins anew with a Haley that is conscious, can speak, but extremely tired. And while not feeling as bad as previous, still not feeling great. The question is, what is the plan for Ava and Ollie? Ava's not too far away. She's going to be swinging back over is the plan tonight. And Ollie, are you going to wait for them to give you a call?
Yes.
Okay. Ava will say arrives kind of right as the sun sets. You make your way into the apartment and you see that the bathroom door is closed where it was once wasn't, knowing full well Dakota planned on going in there previous night. And as you open the door and slide it open, you see Dakota and Haley in the tub, though completely dried out at this point, leaning up against it with open eyes, but barely open, like as in it's just like very tired looking. Dakota, the door just kind of slides open. You could hear her coming before she was
I'm like probably
all the way
sitting
up
in the
stairs.
kitchen like eating ice cream.
Oh yeah, perfect. So when you walk in, you actually bump into Dakota first, who's slurping down some birthday cake ice cream.
I look a little puzzled by this.
Make me a rouse check so you don't puke it up.
I found the rules, Mathis, thanks to chat's help.
Fantastic.
It's actually under awakening. So during the day, the vampire blood, right, blah, 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 blah. So awakening, if you try to awaken during the day, once awakened from day sleep, a vampire can only act for a single scene. At the end of that period, to remain awake longer, they must make a humanity roll at a difficult 3 to win.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so make me so thank you for finding that. Let's rewind for a second. Make me a humanity roll. Difficulty 3. As you basically fall asleep and then you kind of instantly force yourself to wake during the day.
And it gets harder each time. Okay, everybody hold your breath.
How long does each success last? Does it say? Because I don't want it to be.
It says only technically one scene, but I'll leave that to you.
Well, you just crushed it. And because it's a scene, this entire bedtime, this whole taking care of her thing is a scene. Essentially, we linger on this until night falls. So it would be enough until you got to nighttime. Does it say you had penalties afterward or any kind of penalties?
Yeah, it just says it gets harder each time you have to make the roll to stay awake. Gotcha. Because you can only do it for short periods, like spurts, basically, of time.
Okay. Yeah. So the scene, we'll say, give me a second roll. We'll say you had to make 2 rolls over the course of a 10-hour period to stay awake.
Roll 20 is a little slow today, everybody. All right, I got another 2 successes.
Can you willpower humanity rolls? No? Okay.
No, because humanity rolls are just meant, you only need 1 success to pass the humanity roll.
Okay.
Right? And yeah, I think that's right.
So you would have taken care of her for about 5 hours. She would have been up, maybe not speaking, but conscious, knows that you're there, has seen you, acknowledged you. And then at about halfway through the day, as you're sitting there, you know how you feel. You're kind of hoping that you can just kind of fight it off again. But it happens like a blink. As you're fighting it off, it's as though you blink, and as you open your eyes again, night is upon you. Rouse check.
Damn it.
So you just need to.
Okay, I succeeded.
You don't get any hunger. And as you wake up, still sitting in the tub, is Haley, and she is awake again, conscious. Certainly wearing the same clothes. Nothing has changed. Doesn't look like the trash bags were taken off the window. The towel wasn't moved. She just is kind of lazily staring at you. She doesn't say anything, though, as she is still just as sick feeling as she was prior.
You want to talk about it?
She just shakes her head no. And then that's when you hear Ava's heels up the stairs. Maybe you step outside to grab a little ice cream prior. And as you open the door, there's Dakota sitting at the kitchen table eating birthday cake ice cream.
How is she?
Alive, awake, and distant.
Okay. What do we want to do with her now?
Well, she's not mine to do anything with. She has to decide what she wants to do, but I did get all the alcohol out of the house.
Okay, good.
Something you noted is there wasn't much left. There was the bottle in the duffel bag, the bottle that she had in her hand, and one more full bottle that hadn't been cracked yet. A lot for one person, though, because they're all hard liquor. None of it was like beer or wine. It was all tequila or vodka, etc., etc.
Just drink it straight, man.
She doesn't want to talk about it. She said.
Okay.
So I don't know. Do we leave her alone?
I don't think we should leave her alone, but maybe we just shouldn't. We shouldn't talk to her like we're trying to lecture her or anything.
I don't even really want to talk to her. I'm just here to check on her.
I guess so.
You hear from the bathroom kind of a quiet dry heave.
You know what I mean?
God. Yeah. Maybe, you know what? Why don't I clean this place up a bit and
you say that? And you're kind of interrupted as you can hear the creaking of the bathroom door opening from where it was, and not like stumbling, but just kind of shuffling with a slight hunch and one hand on her stomach. She goes, "No, you should just get the fuck out, please. Thank you."
We can't do that.
We want to leave you alone, but not how we saw you last night.
No, well, again, it was a mistake. I didn't mean to drink that much.
Right,
we all make
I've
mistakes.
Heard that before. Listen, Ollie is worried, and he clearly has good reason.
Oh, I'll give him a call tonight.
I hand her phone.
No, she doesn't. Without realizing it, she gives you like a raised eyebrow and takes it.
Why don't you give him a call now?
Okay. She reaches phone, unlocks it, and shortly after you have kind of gotten your stuff together, Ollie, making your way up the stairs and you're helping Grant just do the usual opening bits to make his life a little easier, the phone rings. Grant goes for it, but you're closer. Do you care? Or do you let Grant open it?
I got it, bud.
You scoop it up as he gives you a nod, and as you answer the phone, you just hear a kind of tired voice that absolutely you recognize as Haley's. Hey, Ollie. Sorry, it's been a little while.
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
How you faring over there, kid?
Your friends are here. I'm sure you know.
I got an idea.
Yeah, I may have slipped up a little bit. You know, a lot to take in. Stressful.
Oh, I get it.
Implications that my life is in danger. It's just a lot, and I didn't know what to do. But I did remember how to make it go away for a little while.
Okay, well, it wasn't so different when you came to me in the first place, remember?
Yeah, well. I don't know. Dude, I still might just get out of here, you know?
Hey, I can't blame you for it. It's heavy. It's real heavy. Everything about it's heavy. But
before I make that choice, I just need to know just be honest. And she does look to each of you in the eye when she says be honest as well. Am I actually going to be safe if I go somewhere else?
no, see, that's the thing, Haley. Well, we're kind of everywhere. It's not just limited to here. Every city's like this. And there's a lot more of us than I care to admit, but not all of them are as accepting as we are.
Oh, I mean, how did you do it? This whole thing is just everything I ever knew is just wrong, and I don't know how to come to terms with that, and it makes me sick to my stomach. I don't even know what. There aren't words.
Hey,
I don't know what to do. And she literally will say that in exasperation, while again looking to Dakota, almost like speaking to everybody in that moment. Like, I don't know what to do.
It's a slow pace. All right. We do it the same way we do everything else. It's one step at a time. And sure, these steps might appear grandiose and large, but we got legs. All right. We got to walk. You got to walk before you run anyway. And it's going to be hard, but you got more than just me here that's kind of looking out for you. There's at least 2 ladies there right now that didn't have to do what they're doing, but they're looking out for you.
Ollie, feel free to make me a charisma persuasion check.
Sure, I can try. I'm not exceptionally skilled at that. Can I rouse for this?
Of course.
My God. Okay.
Oh, no.
I'm hungry.
What are you at?
4. It's Shaky Ollie tonight.
Absolutely. We'll see.
Persuasion.
Yeah, persuasion.
Charisma.
Charisma check.
Got it. I have to, otherwise I may not make this. Can I willpower?
Yeah, you can reroll 2 of those.
Yeah, I will. Nice. 3 successes.
3 successes. I want to make you an offer, but I'm not going to do it yet. I have an idea. Haley, there's a silence on the other line from Haley. The girls, Ava and Dakota, can see are just kind of, seems like she's just chewing on the thought of what he said. And after about 2 or 3 seconds, she just asks, am I safer here or am I safer somewhere else? Just simple. I just need to
look.
I just need to know.
Those 2 over there. Then we'll give you their own answer. But between you and me, you're way safer here. And you can hear them out on their side. And feel free to ask them. But this is probably the safest place that you're going to be. So go ahead. Ask them now. See what they say.
She looks up to the both of you. What about you? Do you think I'm safer here for somewhere else?
We stick together because we're safer together, Haley. That's what being a coterie is about.
But you think they'll know who I am? You think they'll come looking for me?
Would you rather them come looking for you with us at your back or without us?
It's true. If you're gonna be anywhere, at least be with us. It's
plus I have an offer if you want to hear it.
She gives a kind of half-hearted shrug, but go on. Like, it kind of gives you that kind of motion.
What if we helped you get a fresh job? Something not tied to the bar. And put you in a safer place.
I don't know what you mean. You're being vague.
No, I'm just we have friends. Powerful friends. And I thought maybe you could do something else than sling drinks for a while. And if you took it, it would put you in the company of a very powerful and strong.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. No, I'm trying to cut you off, but I'm not looking for... I just want to live my life, dude.
You just want to find yourself at the bottom of a bottle. Haley, that's not life, nor is it living it.
I meant outside of that. I'm not looking to be one of you.
We don't want you to be one of us.
I don't need power. I just want to be safe. That's all I want.
We can give you that. If you don't want anything to do with us, that's fine. We will give you that safety. We will give you that life. You can live outside of all of this. You don't even have to really... Once we put you somewhere safe, you don't even have to contact us if you don't want to. We just want to know that you're safe and not here in this shitty apartment drinking all the time.
This is my home.
I'm sorry.
It's a nice apartment. I like these bar stools.
David.
It was rude of
Such
me.
a Toreador.
Hey, Haley. Humanity Toreador.
Haley, look, I know it's been a while. I know it's 3 weeks, and I hear you. So if you're looking for some normalcy, it's Saturday. It's going to be packed, and it would be nice to have someone you're helping out. If you're looking for some normalcy.
I don't know if she can come out tonight.
I'm really, really, really fucking hungover.
I don't know if she's coming out tonight, Ollie.
But if I'm feeling good enough, I'll try to swing by tomorrow. Give me some time to just think about the insanity.
Right.
Yeah, I get that.
Hey, can I borrow that phone really quick and talk to Ollie?
She just kind of...
I grab it and I go out in the hall and I'm like, hey, Ollie, I had an idea.
I'm all ears.
You said, you had money. Ship. Let's send her off on a cruise or something. Put her in a bunch of sunlight and get her, like a singles cruise or like let's give her a vacation. Get her out of here for a while.
I am not beyond that. I don't have any problem with that.
I'm just saying, maybe it could give her some space. She could go have some fun, and she doesn't have to worry about being safe because she's. Other than the Bermuda Triangle, you cannot trust that place.
Just bear in mind, look, I've been on a cruise one time in my life, and I can tell you exactly how much I remembered of it. I remembered getting on the boat, and I remembered getting off the boat because I was drunk as fuck the entire time.
Okay, we gotta get her a dry cruise.
I've never been on a cruise. I've only ever seen pamphlets. They don't talk about that part. Maybe there's another option. Let's fly her on some fucking vacation. Send her to Europe or put her on a riverboat cruise.
All right. I mean, let's get her normal first, and then we'll send her on an all expenses paid trip to, I don't know, hike the Everglades or whatever she wants to do.
Okay. Hey, Haley, you want to go on vacation? All expenses paid, sunshine.
Just leave my phone on the table. I gotta lie down.
Oh, God. Okay.
How about I go to the store, and pick up some supplies.
She just gives you a thumbs up as she turns around and walks away.
I'm gonna get her some Gatorade, Pedialyte, snacks.
Sure,
and
the usual
vitamins.
hangover day of.
Yes, I'll go and get her some supplies.
More birthday cake ice cream.
Okay. Any other requests? Maybe some chicken nuggets or something. I'm sorry, I'm not freaking mean tonight.
Yeah, because no, that was I ate all the birthday cake pieces out of this.
Well, Ollie's still on the phone. He's like, I fucking miss chicken nuggets.
I mean, it makes sense. You're a Toreador in a place that's run down, disgusting, a drunk kind that just vomited and. Oh God! What the fuck?
I'll get you your ice cream, and I will get her some things. I'll be back
after all is said and done.
You know that Ava loved her nuggies.
Oh yeah, you know she did. Do you want to head back to the bar where Ollie also has something that may have been lost in the shuffle lately?
Now I want chicken nuggies, everybody. Damn it! I'm gonna have to order chicken nuggies to be delivered during break. This is bullshit.
Chicken nuggies. All right, yeah, I will do that, and I will eventually head back to the bar after taking care of her.
It takes about an hour or two before all of you do find your way back to the Lights Out pub on a Saturday night that is bustling. Filled tables, a full bar, Grant shouting incoherent nonsense at the temporary help that's here to help serve, and of course, Ollie doesn't leave his man behind if he needs the help. You see Ollie back there with his clean apron tied properly, helping him cook up the large amount of burgers and fries that have been ordered across the Lights Out pub. As Ava and Dakota step through, the crowd turns. They cannot help themselves as Toreador's supernatural draw still ekes out of her being. And even with her sleeves rolled up and a night's sleep in a day's sleep in a dingy little apartment, Dakota still looking extremely like that pantsuit. Powerful is like a good word.
Yeah, I'm just a little more wrinkled.
Well, it's all right. It's a little wrinkled. But you even see a few people's faces that you recognize, though the names you don't necessarily recall. Ava probably waves at them, and Dakota maybe waves at one of them.
What the fuck are you looking at? She's like tired and grumpy, and she didn't get to sleep last night, and she, she's like, "Fuck you, keep your eyes to yourself." Not at the
and
absolute
as you do, the guy
opposite.
snaps back to the bar, looking up at the TV, like really nervously as you yell at him, and you stroll into the back with the swinging door, and as you walk back, you just hear Grant's voice. "Yeah, I got it from here. Go take care of shit. I appreciate it, but that's the majority of them, I think." And he just starts flipping the next couple of burgers as Ollie unties his apron and moves to join you. And they just let me know how they take it. I just gotta know. I'm sorry.
Right. Thanks.
No, that was mean, huh? Oh, I'm so sorry. All right, I just it's been I'm busy. I've been hanging out with you've been gone for a while, and Ava's been around a lot. So I picked up. I just some of her attitude is just kind of like
gonna need you to leave the queen drama at home. It's not high school.
Yeah, I know. You're right. It's not.
I'll let you know, though. I promise. I know it's juicy gossip.
Look at her.
That right there is danger.
Then sign me up to be killed.
You got a problem?
No, I don't have a problem.
Fucking Grant, what are you looking at?
What's your problem, Grant?
What the fuck is your problem?
No, what the fuck
Always
is your problem?
looking at Ava.
You want to come over here and
what? I don't even have a top on, and you want to
get you a bottle that you can peel the label off of?
On second thought, I might go to sleep.
Sleep? I wouldn't even know what that fucking looks like.
Dakota didn't get much rest last night, so let's all cut her some slack.
What are you saying, Ava?
I'm not saying
You're a grumpy bitch.
Fuck you, Grant.
Fuck you.
Do you guys want to take this outside?
Yeah, okay. Come on, Grant.
No, I deny that. I am aware of the only one of you that's allowed to kill me is you, Ava. That's it.
What? I don't have the touch.
No, you have the touch. I just want it to be fun when I go out.
No, I'll make it fun.
Oh, yeah, for you.
It's so fucking fun.
You're making me mad, and it's a busy night.
Just kiss and make it up. Like, just fucking get it over with, all right?
Just go. Hey, guys, just so you know, Dakota, someone from your past called. What? Have a good night.
What?
You'll find out in a minute.
What is he talking about?
I'm going to fucking drown you in the marinade.
I need the marinade.
If we ground him up and fed him as the burger to everybody, do you think anyone would notice?
Me. I would notice because then there's nobody else to cook.
Right.
Except me.
Get out of my fucking kitchen. I'm cooking.
Technically, it's
Oh my
Ollie's
God,
kitchen.
you're lucky I love you.
No, I'm manager right now.
Oh, well, manage this.
Well, fuck you, double time.
Okay. Enough. I'm
gonna go sit in
enough.
the VIP booth, Grant.
Oh, so special.
I want whatever chicken nuggies are.
I want chicken nuggets. We can get you chicken tenders.
No,
chicken nuggets for adults.
Nuggies.
This is the second
Get out of my fucking kitchen.
Okay. I pull the two of my coterie away from the kitchen and let us sit down. Shall we? I get a label for Dakota. I get her all the things she wants, and I sit them down. What was he talking about, Ollie?
Ollie sits down and he's a little apprehensive to speak. He's kind of chewing on that bottom lip, trying to figure out how. You can see the mask shuffle a little bit, so you know that it's not that he's mouthing words, but there's movement under the mask. Ollie, so you can tell he's
nervous. Why are you nervous?
You see the hand kind of come on the table, and it's got the very visible shake. Probably worse than it's been in a long time.
Haley is fine. There's no reason to be upset. She was just going back to bed.
I'm hungry.
Oh.
I haven't fed.
Well, Grant's ripe tonight and in the kitchen, so.
Yeah, I don't need that. He's pissing me off.
He's apparently pissing everybody off.
I'm not pissed off.
He fucked up the marinade. I already told him I had to fix it. He put too much balsamic in it, and there's not enough onion, and he's just fucking up some basic math.
Do you want to go hunt?
I need to go hunt, and I'm not sure how well it's gonna fare. So it might be a full night kind of endeavor.
Okay. If you want to go take care of that, that's fine. As long as nobody's dying or nobody's going to come to the bar and kill us tonight, I think it's fine. If you don't want to talk about it now.
I just got a call. I got a call out of nowhere after you guys took off last night. I didn't get it. It went to Grant, who let me know that call came from someone in my past. How
many people do you know?
I know a lot of people.
Clearly.
More importantly, a lot of people knew me. I was supposed to be a semi-pro boxer.
Who, dare I ask?
Do you remember when I told you that I was adopted? And I don't even know how long ago, some years ago, I fed on someone outside of a bar near the rack, and I felt drunk. I went in my stupor, in my haze. I went to see that person, the daughter of the man that adopted me.
Your sister.
I didn't really see myself in that house until I was 12. And even then I was acting out. I wasn't even home a lot, but Doc, he took me under his wing. He taught me a lot. And Jules, his daughter, she was my first heartthrob, my first real heartthrob. And I went to see Jules. And, well, it went bad. We were close, and not like brother, sister close. It was
right.
It was
yeah,
close
we get it. Okay.
for a while. It just didn't. I was supposed to have died, and I made the mistake of going back. She didn't believe it was me, but then she saw the tattoos that I have. She saw the marks. I knew too much, so I did what I think any self-respecting and drunk kindred might do. I turned to the one person who might actually be able to fix a scenario, and it's something that I regret. I turned to Zachary Heloise to fix the fucking issue, and he didn't fix the fucking issue.
The detail you're forgetting is she called the cops when she realized it was you, and the cops showed up, and that was like the trigger to get Zach.
Well,
yes, sorry, I didn't mean to.
So does she not remember now what happened that night?
I don't know, but she's apparently starting to remember things.
That was season 1, right?
It was season
yes.
1.
So it's been early. As far as you know, she's had a clear mind for 15-ish years.
So you're telling me that she's not thought about this moment in over a decade, and then all of a sudden she rings you up, booty call style?
I don't know.
Did she say she was looking for you?
Yeah, she said she was looking for Oliver Hopkins.
Okay, well, that's not good. Maybe I don't know much about these abilities. Maybe they wear off after time. Maybe I don't know.
Well, Zach wasn't exactly great at his job.
No.
Dakota knows from experience that the minute they start, not a minute, but if they start getting probed, memory starts collapsing in. It doesn't make much sense.
Dakota doesn't know that. She hasn't, because her memory, we decided that the memory he changed had been so long, she doesn't have that anymore. And he actively attempted not to probe it, right? That was the big secret. That's why he ran off.
I thought that you got informed of it.
No, only once Saito in last season, before Saito went AWOL as well.
Sure.
Told Dakota that Zach lied to her and changed her memory, and Dakota was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so Dakota has no idea, actually. Okay, fantastic. Mechanically, for listeners, the spell he used was the discipline he used was relatively lower level. It basically creates a vague, like, painting of what happened as opposed to the reality of it. But consider it like if you ever walk up to a painting that's mostly simplistic and you start looking for the details and notice they're not there, it becomes obvious. And that's a lot of what happens if it ever gets probed or like really pushed. It can start to chip away and fall apart. It depends on the person. It depends on how long it's been sitting in there as well and how reinforced it's been. Zach kind of just went up, wiped a couple of cops, completely rewrote her memory, and I think her father's memory as well. And then was ditched and then never went back. It was really quickly done. He succeeded for sure. Like all the roles were successes. But it was a lower level discipline by somebody who was relatively inexperienced and with an ability that doesn't root as deeply as, say, like terminal decree or something along those lines, or rationalize, which he didn't have. Like those things he didn't have access to.
The truth is, it's not that hard to do that much digging on me to figure out some things. She's not exactly making a ton of money in her line of work, just enough to support her. And Doc is injured, geriatric, retired. So I funnel what money I can into his personal care and to keep the barbershop open because it meant a lot to those kids that didn't have a place to go and that was safe. And that was really my ground floor for learning about boxing. It was Doc Turner.
So what did she want?
I don't know. She just started asking about Oliver Hopkins, and this is the number she got somehow. You guys know I don't keep a low profile.
Well, you gonna go see her?
No, don't do that.
I'm just saying. She's clearly making. If she knows that he exists, that we're past that point already. So she could send, if she called the cops on him the first time, she could send private eyes or people trying to look for him this time. So you might as well just go see her.
What do I say to her?
I don't.
Whatever you did
your heart
say
tells
last
you,
time.
Ollie.
Do whatever didn't work. Do opposite of what didn't work.
This is true. Maybe be a little
because this time we do not have Zach to like wipe people's memories. And the fact she's remembering is already a massive masquerade breach because I imagined you were your charming, honest self.
I was intoxicated.
I still don't understand how that happens. Don't explain it to me. It doesn't matter. Look, just... I would say if you're going to show up, it could end poorly without a backup plan this time.
She was always a forward mover. If I don't end up seeing to her eventually, she'll just wind up here.
Exactly, which is why you should go first. And you know what? Just make sure she doesn't call the cops on you this time.
You could bring Ava if you wanted to, just at a game. She has the skill set and the ability to prevent her from making calls.
That's going to go over really well with your ex. Yeah, bring Ava.
Yeah,
true.
It's a little easier.
But the point is, I guess, is the Toreador ones are less obvious than a Ventrue style like domination. It's but you probably might not even want to do that to her in the first place. I'm just saying there are options.
you could also just make up a story that as to why you're still around, you know? And just make sure she stays in on it.
Maybe I just hold some of the truth. Maybe I just tell her some details, but
we just told Haley the truth, and that didn't really end too well. So I'm really akin to not telling any more of the people around you to the truth, Ollie.
I don't know, tell her it was a boxing accident. You had to go undercover because the mob was after you or some shit. Like, that sounds more realistic than anything that you're going to tell her that you're living a second life.
Yeah, maybe I just worked the mob angle.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you really were, all boxer ready, it would be an easy thing, and you could say it was for their safety, and...
Yeah.
Remind me, didn't you take off your mask to show her as proof?
No.
No?
Oh, you
I
didn't?
thought you did.
I didn't,
okay.
no.
I know you told her about everything.
I showed her the marks. I showed her the pulling into the ceiling.
Yep, I remember that.
Which she was like, you were always freakishly strong. And I was like, wow, that sucks. I don't know anybody else in the world that can stick two fingers in the ceiling and lift himself off the ground.
Anyway, sorry.
And you said your father is old now.
Doc is very old.
So he's not really himself a masquerade breach. She's not gonna tell him, or he's not really gonna understand a lot of this, hopefully.
I can't imagine that he's going to make a tremendous amount of sense.
Okay.
But I could tell you a fair amount about him. Doc is in his 70s. He watches reruns of a lot of great original shows. He particularly enjoys his nurse's sponge baths. He's a dirty old man. But he's got class. He never asks when anybody changes his trash. It's me. I go twice a week and I change his trash.
Oh my God, is that for real now? You still go and change his trash? Oh my God.
Yeah, he's my dad.
Look, I know I've got daddy issues, so I don't entirely empathize with you entirely, but let me just say, like...
Not if she has no daddy issues.
you... Maybe she spotted you and that jogged her memory or something. Like, you put them in danger if you show up. You know this.
After 1 a.m., she's out, and Doc is asleep by 9. Not exactly new to this. I snuck in and out of that house from the time I was 12 years old.
I don't doubt your ability to sneak in and out. I'm just...
There could have been a night she saw you. So
could have been, but who's going to believe her?
Yeah. Well, she's asking around now, so I think you should just rip the Band-Aid off and go see her.
That's a bad idea. You know what? This is not my decision to make. Just like Haley, it's not my decision to make. You know what, Ollie? I trust you.
The angel or the devil on your shoulder, you make the choice.
But I want to remind you, every time you bring somebody you care about into all of this, they're not around for very long.
Thank you for the reminder.
And Dakota kind of scoops up the plastic bag that she has been carrying since last night that has very specific things in it. And now, Dakota goes, Ollie, I'm going to go home and pet my pooches and get out of this fucking suit that smells like vomit and alcohol and is extremely revealing. I don't know who talked me into this. And I'm going to maybe just like sort out some of my feelings.
Ollie, it becomes very clear Dakota is extra grumpy tonight for some reason. She's just like very grumpy to everybody tonight.
Ollie's already on edge as is with the holidays.
She's already got like
a lot of negative energy. You got some hungers.
Go back to your boat. You go hunt. And tomorrow night, Dakota, we will do the thing we were going to be doing. And everybody just get some food, get some vitae, like just get something, okay?
Yeah.
And we'll meet tomorrow.
My next question is, when was the last time anybody fed in your domains? Anybody? Are you going to feed out of your bar, Ollie, or are you going to go out and hunt?
Don't you have like stuff on the block now for this, right?
Yeah.
I do.
So you're just going to, you're just going to feed off of that. And at your coteries domain, no one's really fed in it recently, right?
No.
In a while. Okay, cool. So whoever needs to eat is free to go feed there as well. The question I have, are you Ollie, are you gonna like prolong the hunt? Are you gonna make it an all-night thing? Something you kind of relish in just to burn some stress off, or are you just gonna feed like normal? But
I think I should probably start with the cats. Because the hunger is so high, he might just accidentally kill someone.
Fair enough. So we can just say then the night is spent for you, a majority of getting back to a saner state of mind, quelling the beast that is consistently urging you in your Nosferatu like shall we call them inner demons to emerge forth and to just hunt and take what's yours. It's yours to devour. And you've dealt with this before. It's not the first time. We saw the first time long ago. But it'll take the night, and you may feed down to, well, here's the thing. If you go down to 1 hunger and take 3 from somebody, you're bordering them on death. And depending on the person, depending basically on your role, if they're healthy enough, they'll survive. If they're not, they won't. But you could take 2 and still be okay.
Can I slake a dot with the cats first and then go out?
Yes, I believe you still have to make a frenzy roll though on your first feed. So let me check.
Okay.
I think hunger frenzy starts at 4. Let me check. Yep, here we go. Frenzy provocations. Hunger frenzy. Sight of an open wound, overpowering. Oh yeah. So sight of an open wound or overpowering smell of blood while at hunger 4 or higher, and the taste of blood while at hunger 4 or higher. Both will trigger a hunger frenzy roll. Okay. The taste of blood is harder than the open wound smell one. So if you do that on your cats, you're risking doing that to your cats as opposed to doing it to a person. What do you value more?
Well, I mean, my intention was to do it to like whatever boar or deer.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I forgot about that. You're not at a blood potency where animals are no longer
correct.
So right. All right, cool. So then you are welcome to first. We will say you don't need to make a hunger roll as this is an enclosed space. They're not going to go anywhere, or a hunting roll rather. What I am going to need from you though is a hunger frenzy roll. And I'm going to likely say it'll be 2 because likely the cats will wound it before you get your hands on it. And critical succeed. The beast, as much
6 successes.
It's a huge amount. The beast itself rouses for the briefest of moments when you see the first gash on the boar that one of the 2 cats put on it. You're not quite sure which one. It's hard to fully focus in the state of mind that you're in. But you see the blood trickle down its leg as it stumbles and begins to limp sprint away at this point, where you move forward. And at that point, the beast flickers back, crawling back up from the inner belly, and it wants to take control. It wants to let you free, to imbibe and empower and become the very monster that you know you are deep down, that it knows it is. And to do so, to rip this animal apart, to tear its flesh, and to imbibe its vitae in an animalistic way. But that flicker doesn't last longer than but a moment. You are free right now. Giving yourself to the beast is another enslavement. In that state of mind, emboldened by watching your cats hunt successfully, in the sight of blood drawing you closer, moving you faster, pushing your efforts, the beast quickly quells itself. You feel it. You always feel it. But it's obeying for now. And you feed. And you can feed on the boar 1 dot without worrying about killing it, as the cats are obviously going to be ripping it apart as well.
Yeah, I'll take that.
And that will bring you under a controllable amount where you can actually just go hunt, and you will not have to risk that. And you, that's it. So I think we can. Do you want to make Dakota? Are you gonna kind of do a hunting roll, or are you just going back to the boat?
Dakota's going back to the boat, and I think tonight in her grumpiness, she's not going to go to bed now. She's already roused, so she's just going to have to deal with her grump for the day. But I think, this state seems like maybe a good time to go to their karate class. So tonight I think Dakota goes to karate class.
Awesome. I love it. We will be introduced to the sensei when we return, because we're going to go on break. But before we go on break, Ava, as they leave and you're lingering in the bar in the back as or in the booth, kind of just enjoying people watching. They're very curious. They're really fun and entertaining things. The more you've gotten to play and enjoy and know how easily you can push and manipulate them, the more fun they've become to just be around. But it isn't too long before you see Grant through the window. Hey, Ava, get back here. And he's like waving you back.
Yes, dear. What is it?
And you stand up and stride into the kitchen. As you stride into the kitchen, past him, over by the hall, you see a particularly familiar Nosferatu that was brought in over the shoulder of Ollie a few nights back. Wounded still, aggravated damage across his whole body. Nails. And he looks to you and he simply says, "Where is everyone?"
Shit.
And we will cut to break. And we'll be back in a few minutes to continue the episode.
Leave me with needles.
Okay,
Oh my God.
We'll be right back, everybody. Needles. Oh my God. Okay, we'll be right back. Everybody go get your chicken nuggies. Be right back.
Hey, nuggies. Hello, everybody. Welcome back from break. I hope you all got a drink, got to go to the bathroom, and processed the chaos. Grant, Dakota fighting, super fun. Hope we do that some more. That was enjoyable. I think we're good to just kind of jump back in. But if you're just joining us here at the halfway mark, hey, welcome to the show. If you missed the first half, if you're a subscriber here, you'll get it right immediately after. But if you aren't and you're not, don't want it right away, it'll be over on youtube.com/roll for it in a couple of days for free. And you jumped in at a good time. It's some crazy shit's about to go down. So with that said, let's just jump back in and set the scene and see what Ava is up to. We fade back in with the same line that we heard when we faded out. Where is everybody?
Needles.
Needles is before you, wearing the fresh clothes that were put on him after he was brought to a safe place, and still bearing quite a few wounds, indicating to you, Ava, that it is mechanically aggravated damage, the ones that are too deep and too mythical in some ways to heal as fast as they do. You say needles in a surprised sort of kind of breath. What else does Ava do at that point?
Do you remember me, Ava? Part of Ollie's coterie?
He doesn't nod. He doesn't really say much. He just kind of looks to his left and his right for a place he can sit. And when he finds a crate that's good enough, he flips it upside down, leans it up against the wall, and quickly sits and slides his back up against the metallic door that leads into the freezer where Artie once stayed.
Ooh, you do not look good. Are you hungry? You need feed?
I mean, he nods, of course. But
Okay. You're safe. You're safe.
How did I get here?
Ollie rescued you.
Is he okay?
He's fine. He's feeding right now himself. He's not doing too well. But he's fine.
Does he know? Does she know? Yeah, you guys gotta back up. You gotta get out of here.
He handled it. He made a deal with her.
You don't what?
Yeah. Ollie is a master at that. So don't worry about it. You're okay. That's all that matters, is that you're safe. He's safe. And she's not here. So that's all that matters.
What about my church?
Your church is compromised. You're not going back there. You can hang out here for now. Yeah, that's where she found you.
Does she know you're here?
Everybody knows we're here. It's the lights out pub.
No. And then he goes to like stand up. And it's like, no, you have to go. You can't. If she knows you're here, you're not safe.
Just
like kind of put a hand on him and press him down.
I just put both my hands on his shoulders. Needles, you are safe. Ollie is going to protect you. You don't have to worry about anything.
And before we can even respond, Ollie actually returns from his hunt. Very successful hunt.
Thank God.
As you walk in the back door, you can actually hear Ava speaking to somebody. And it also very quickly becomes apparent to you who it is as he's sitting on the crate. As you stride in, he looks over. You're not walking silently or anything. And he sees you and he then tries to stand. We got to go, Ollie. I don't know what you did. I don't know what deal you made. But if she knows you're here, you got to go. We have to go.
I look to Ollie like he's in urgent panic mode. I have tried to reassure him.
Just calm down, buddy. Just calm it down. You need rest.
No,
we need rest.
You need blood, yeah.
And you need food.
Yeah.
Tries to say words, but they're strange.
Can I look at his, I want to look at his wounds.
Yeah, you're welcome. Do you want to make a medical check or you just want to kind of like look at him and because you'll determine the same thing Ava has determined by just looking at him. Clearly aggravated damage.
I can try a medical check, but
yeah, you could try to tell like how quote unquote mechanically how many dots of it or how close he is to death.
Sure. What would you like me to roll?
Oh God, just this same thing, intelligence medicine.
Okay. This is great.
Your favorite?
My favorite. I got one success on one dice.
He looks grievously wounded.
You're looking real bad, buddy.
You need to get something, or else you're going to put yourself back in torpor.
I am doing. I just. Oh God. He kind of like is unable to say words for a bit as he sort of not says out. It goes into torpor rather. But he's just focused on the pain now, and he just is just.
Ollie, do we have something I can get him for blood? Do we have any blood packs or anything left over anywhere, or like just something to hold the poor thing over? Should I go grab somebody? I can grab one of my herd.
I can. Nobody's fed here in this area in a while. Let me go get someone.
Okay.
You do so. It's a routine we have seen played out many times. And Ollie would eventually choose the right or correct person for this particular situation and bring them to Needles. Do you like subdue the person? How are you just like trying to convince them? What's the pitch? Are you getting somebody from the back who's like recovering that's unconscious?
No, this is probably he's gonna alley cat this. And,
okay, you're gonna go out. Yeah, absolutely. Bring someone through the back door who's unconscious. Feel free to make me a strength brawl. You never know. You could roll all ones, even though you have a huge pool.
You got it. 7 successes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you step out and instantly step back in, and there's somebody on your shoulder all of a sudden. You find somebody who's already someone who's kind of being an asshole. You just find somebody who's shouting somebody else down for no reason. You're not even sure if they know the person or if they're just screaming at them. And there's not much thought put before it. Before you kind of just sneak up behind them and put your elbow into the back of their head and catch them as they limp forward, sliding into an alley and disappearing from view. Do you use the one of your disciplines to disappear? Or do you want to do a dex stealth check to return without being seen?
Let's see. I'm going to try a stealth dex.
Okay, please make me a dex stealth. Do you want to rouse the blood to add 2 dice or leave it as it is? At that point, why not? Yeah, might as well just use a discipline.
3 successes, actually.
3 successes in this part of town, you're fine. This part of town is heavily owned by you or others that you know. And you make your way back to the Lights Out pub with a problem. And as you reach and approach to Needles and place it down next to him, wordlessly, he just kind of collapses down on top of it, his 2 hands gripping at the shirt as he does his best to right the body to his face, where he can bend down and quickly just sink his teeth into his neck. I'm going to roll.
I like to kind of keep a watch on this just so it doesn't get too far. We don't want a body on our hands.
Wits awareness +1.
Yeah. Okay. I can do that. Wits. 3 successes.
You watch while it's not immediately apparent. It's not like they turn into a creature and start snarling. You watch as what was once just a relatively stable grip on his shirt quickly get tighter and tighter as his more pointed fingers rip through the cloth of the shirt. You see trickles of blood where it's scratching. Sure. And you see him just sink lower and lower to really pin this person down and much more aggressively begin feeding. And it is a notable shift. You can see it happen as you're, like you said, specifically watching for it.
I'm watching the color in the face. I'm going to watch the breathing.
You want to get him, how much are you aiming to, like 1 or 2 dots?
Max 2.
At this point, it's probably plenty for 2 dots. As the first the first dot was drank, and then he hit frenzy, and then took a second one.
Sure.
And he doesn't look like he's going to be stopping.
And I say, all right, enough. And if he's like resistant, that's when I'll apply force.
As you go down enough and place your hand on his shoulder, he quickly throws his arm back, almost like a guttural growling noise coming from his throat as some spittle of blood shoots from his lips as he continues to drink, willingly fighting you off with strength. He's only putting forward because he's not restraining himself any longer.
Yeah. I'm not going to try to hurt him, but I'm going to just
oppose strength force brawl, but he is going to take a huge penalty because he is eating.
I'm just going to potence this as well.
Oh god, man. Okay. Well, I need to roll 2 10s out of my 2d10 to do anything. Oop, GM 2d10 is not a command.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you didn't messy critical, so you are still able to. It is what you're planning on doing.
That's 3 10s.
Yeah, critical. So as you move in, you're like, all right, you're going to use force. What exactly you're going to do? Just kind of like elbow him in the back of the head?
No, I'm just like literally like hand over cranium, pull his head back.
Okay, and with doing so, you pull his head back as the limp neck kind of comes with it, eventually giving way. Little tiny cuts follow as he does, and what blood was in his mouth kind of gurgles and spittles forth.
I said it's enough.
He goes to swing at you. Strength brawl.
Am I gonna have to step in here?
He's getting a bit of a boost because he's frenzying.
Oh dear.
His needles, though, it's not like that's his specialty.
Yeah.
2 successes for me. Are you strength brawling as well?
Yeah. I'll eventually stop rolling that high.
Yeah. Well, this time you're going to, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to pin him or are you trying to just sock him?
I'm just going to let him swing and follow through with an arm up under the neck and just kind of hold him in place.
Absolutely. With his 2 success versus your 6, it's feral the way he moves. You know this because you've seen it amongst your coterie. You've experienced it yourself. And as he swings forward, his hands are wildly clawing out at you. And you're able to kind of, just like you said, take a simple step in his own momentum, overly lurching forward with his attack, not really worrying about whether you're going to counterattack, sends him to a stumble. And as he passes you, as you said, you simply slip your left arm under him to prevent him from moving any further. His legs kind of swing out in front of him as you bring it up and hoist him up, essentially pinning him at this point, where his tippy toes are just barely touching the ground as he's like slapping at your face and slapping at you. He will, at this point, now that you have him pinned, spend a willpower, and he's going to try to resist the frenzy at this point.
Got it.
At this point, he is able to, with, I think 2 is fine with the one I'm looking. Oh, no, it would be up. It would be 1 more, actually. Sorry, my bad for him. He still rolled 2 successes, but he's no longer feeding, and it does take him a minute. In fact, he keeps slapping and clawing at you for an entire round. If Ollie is not aware that it's about to come down, he's slapping at you still, what would you do?
I mean, it took the same thing happened with others, and he knows that it takes a moment, so he's just going to hold him and
just hold him there until
let him wear himself out.
He kind of calms down. So he'll make 1 more attempted roll, but he's at a huge penalty of 1d10.
All right, buddy, bring it down.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to break free. And eventually, after a few minutes pass, it slows, it stops, and eventually he kind of gathers himself. And you can feel by the tense muscles laxing a bit as he brings his defenses and his aggression more in line.
Let me know that you're there.
Yeah, I'm here. Did I kill him?
No, I don't think so.
I move the person away.
Of course.
So they are out of reach.
Absolutely.
Ava, can you take him to the next room?
Yes, I'll take care of it.
Thank you.
Thanks. I've done that in a while.
So what happened, man?
She had me for a long time. She just used me for what I knew, squeezed me for information. Ollie, she's been here for a long time. She has eyes everywhere, people everywhere. Years. Quiet. She's got people in the forest. She's got people in the streets.
All right. Well, so do we.
Something different about her, though, man.
Yeah, I know. I spent 3 weeks in a hole, much like yourself.
Yeah. David said you something about a deal. The fuck did you do?
I made a deal with her. You don't have to worry about it. Just know that you're free.
She has the upper hand, man.
She always will. She can walk during the day.
I think she had a hand in what happened in LA. I think she knows people that happened and that took care of London, man. I don't think she's I don't think she's some fucking nobody. I saw different people all the time, never the same face. Sometimes in a uniform, sometimes just a nobody kind. I don't know how long she's been here, man, but it's been a while.
And don't worry, she's got me spooked too. All right, well, we can be spooked together, but you gotta get better, buddy. You gotta get back on your feet. I had to make a deal with her, and I am inevitably gonna have to pay the piper on it. But she let me walk out with you.
I don't know why she's here. I don't know why it's Chicago.
It's personal.
No, man, is it? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, I killed a protege.
Man, you're so fucking petty.
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't want her to find me again. I don't care what she did or how she acted to you, man. She's a fucking monster. And I mean that, knowing exactly what I look like, trust me. But I was at the edge of my life, time and again. She wouldn't let me just go. I just begged to be killed, and she just wouldn't.
And you get a second or third chance now.
No. I refuse to help you then. I can't. If you're talking to her, I can't talk to you.
Then don't talk to me.
My own safety, not.
Nito's the only thing that I need from you is to keep kind of breathing. I couldn't have that on my conscience, man. Sorry. I'm not built that way. Built a little different.
I told her everything, man.
What is everything?
I tried not to. Anything she asked, the people I knew, names, places. You, this bar.
Yeah, I know. She found me.
Fuck. Oh, fuck. I deserve to be fucking dusted for that. I know that. If the prince finds out or the sheriff finds out, I'm gonna get put to the blade. You know that.
Hey.
Even the anarchs aren't gonna look at that nicely.
Hey, look at us. Look at us. We're Nas.
Yeah.
We're Nas. We stick together.
Yeah, I know I can tell you. I know I can trust Snitch if I see him. But that's it.
You might, if you're not looking to go back out to your church, which Ava's right. I'm guessing it's probably pretty compromised. You should probably go underground. I know that's nobody's favorite place.
You have an entrance around here.
Yeah, there's a manhole right out back.
Yeah, I'll stay underground for a while.
Find Flick.
Myself into willing torpor for a few months.
Find Flick, or Flick will find you, and then get to Snitch.
Have you seen him? Is he okay?
Flick or Snitch?
Flick.
I mean, I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But he was fine a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Kid's smart. He gets away from a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah. I know you're determined, but again, don't think it's safe for you here, man. I don't know what she showed you, but
it's not safe anywhere.
Yeah,
we stopped being safe the moment we returned.
Yeah. Thanks again, guys. And he looks to both Dakota and Ava, and he pushes himself up a little more strength now, and starts making his way toward the back door.
Oh man, are you all right? Is this gonna be enough?
Wait, Dakota's not here.
Yeah, Dakota's
not there. Fuck.
Dakota left.
She's in her boat. Yeah. So she's Ava. So
Ava's
thanks.
around.
He still says thanks, guys, but he looks to Ava and then to Ollie.
Mm-hmm.
And he nods. I'll be fine. And he makes his way out the back door, where you imagine you will lose sight of him. Ava took the body to one of the empty rooms, leaving just Ava and Ollie here.
Well, that man's gonna be down a while.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write him a note.
Yeah, Layla's really got him messed up and terrified. So
Oh, I met that guy. Yeah, we're not going to see needles for a while.
Yes, that too. Yeah, we should probably take care of the body, but at least needles is okay.
Yeah, I don't know if he's ever going to be okay again.
Yeah. What you did for him was a good thing, Ollie. You helped him, and he's right. He would be dusted if people found out what he did, but you did the right thing.
It's what I do, Ava. I
know.
Do my best to try to help people.
I know you do, to your own detriment sometimes.
And as Ava says, detriment sometimes. Simultaneously, we hear a commanding, slightly deeper male voice also say, and lack of discipline will only be to your own detriment. Now, line up. And that's where we fade in to a karate studio, a dojo, out in the middle and outskirts of town. A small single-story brick building with the big red bold letters outside that simply says karate. And as you step in, likely just slightly late, or would she be? Would you be on time? Would Dakota be like, "This is exciting. We're going to be there right on time"?
Yeah, no, I think she might actually be on time for this. She's on time for class, on time. Like her butt's in seat as the bell rings, kind of on time.
So you have had at this point 2 private sessions that come with any bundle, and it's not with him. It was with the woman that you spoke to the first time. And in these 2 private sessions, it was less teaching you about, any sort of forms and more about the respect of the gi, the belt, what it means. There's really the bring you on board to understand the focus and discipline. It's not about, the violence and the physicality of it. There's so much more. And I imagine Dakota very much took all of this in. This has been her mindset for quite some time as it is. And tonight is your first class with the group of kids, rather like a little bit of on the adulter side of folk, a little older kids. But the man that you told will be your sensei is a Sensei Raphael is all they were giving you. A Sensei Raphael. Gotta go Ninja Turtles a little bit.
I love this.
He stands at the front of the class, a solid but stock, like 5'5", 5'6". He's got his black gi on with his black belt and the markings along the sides. And he's commanding the class, as class is in session, to line up, as this is the first class for more than just you, Dakota. You don't go into a new person class in karate. You simply go to what's already happening. But those who are new are brought to the side and often given basic lessons. And so as he lines you up and says lack of discipline will often be to your own detriment, he immediately singles out 2 others and you, another female and a male. They look like they would look like Dakota's age in physicality, like 19, 20-ish, some of you a little older. And then of course he singles out you as you 3 with me. And the 2 immediately, and you would as well. Oh, you know what? This will come in handy. Give me a because it's in the moment. Where is it? We'll say it's like I want to give an etiquette roll. I think would be a good etiquette roll, like a wits etiquette in this moment to see if you remember as to bow properly and say yes, sensei, before stepping out of line.
Okay, you know what?
Not the worst.
Not the worst roll for me, actually. Not anymore. But I feel like arouse seems...
Feel free. What is your hunger at?
Okay, well, now it's going to get bad. So you know what? We're just going to keep it there. That's going to be the only time I get to do it.
Roll it, but what's your hunger at?
It's now at a 3.
Things are starting to get very difficult to focus.
I did roll a 4.
You rolled 4, so you and the other girl both respond instantly and appropriately. You bring your fist to your palm, you take a quick bow, and you simply say, yes, sensei. The male also follows up, but like a split second later, almost as though he forgot. And as you both bow, his eyes linger on him, but he doesn't say anything until he turns his head to walk away and leads you to the side of the dojo. Here, as he pulls you each aside, he speaks with you as a group of 3. Today, you're not going to worry about what they're doing. He makes you watch them for a little bit, shows you kind of where some of the more intermediate students are, where some of the advanced students are, and shows you the progression of, hopefully, if you're able to maintain and stick with it, you'll be able to get there. But he says, I'll be honest with you. Not many make it that far. Out of all of these kids here, and no, he doesn't say these kids, out of all of the people here, only a few of them were from the same group. Most of the time, people drop out, loss of interest. They think it's going to be like Kung Fu on TV, or the discipline is too much, or sometimes you simply get too busy. So I don't imagine all of you are going to stick around for very long. But those who do will learn to value oneself, one's own mind, patience, and focus, and the ability to act under pressure in a way that disregards panic and anxiety. There's more to martial arts than just practice of the form itself. It is all with the mind. It's in conjunction with the mind, and together you become, hopefully, a powerful individual. We all understand.
Yes,
and
Sensei.
You all, well, yes, Sensei, and bow. Good. You there, you there, you there. And he points you into different directions where there are kicking bags, punching bags, little dummies that are on stands. And he begins to teach you the very basics of the form that you are taking here, like a mixed. You said this is more of like a mixed martial arts type deal.
I imagine that since this is a 101 class, I imagine this is the basics, but like they probably teach jujitsu, or they probably teach, like some specifics, but I imagine that's not where most people start.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. You're starting with punches, stances, forms, how to properly throw a punch, how, to exhale, why there is always a ki at the end of every punch, the exhalation, the exhalation of the breath to add that much more force. And this and that and the other. It's about an hour-long class that you spend there, and to see how well you were able to keep up. This is going to give me. I would love to see this is going to be a weird roll, a dexterity etiquette roll, to represent your form, but the ability to also follow proper proper respectful.
I did roll a 3.
Hey, you rolled a 3. That's plenty. You do really, really well for your first class. In fact, all 3 of you do rather well. The thing that you kind of note about him, however, is that while you're off doing your basic things, and he goes over to deal with the others in the more intermediate and advanced lessons, he never leaves you all alone for too long. He's very present for every aspect of your training, never alone long enough to get bored of the punches or start getting lazy. He's always back within about 3 to 5 minutes, over your shoulder, reaching over and grabbing wrists and readjusting and twisting and making sure your hips are in the right position and moving your feet out as necessary. All the things a sensei would do, but he does it silently and with a stoic determinism and then he'll step back, he'll watch for a few moments, and if he's pleased, he nods and he moves on to the next. Then afterward, he in turn bows to all of you, saying class is dismissed, and to have a good evening. Before everybody begins to break, they go to their knees, undo their belt before folding it all. And your first karate class comes to a close.
Sensei, Raphael.
As he was walking over toward the front desk when you call for him, and he turns his head and stops and turns to face you.
May I stay and continue?
This was the last class for the evening, Miss Rain. I apologize. We will be locking up the doors. However, if that's something you're interested in, our Thursday classes are an hour earlier. And while a late night older class takes place, you're welcome to hang out and practice your forms if that's something you're looking to do.
Of course. Thank you, Sensei.
And if any time during the day, as long as we're open, you're welcome to come in. This dojo is yours as much as anybody else's here.
Thank you, Sensei.
He gives a respectful head nod and turns to walk back to the desk. It takes a couple steps and he stops and he's like, and before I forget, Miss Rain, excellent job tonight. You impressed me.
Well, thank you, Sensei.
Doesn't do much other than that. And then he goes to the front desk and he steps behind it and starts filling out forms. You can see him turning the computer on before plopping down on the chair and taking care of whatever nightly closing, filing, and notes he needs to.
Dakota will pack up and then hit her board. There is a place she can go this late to throw some punches, and it's in the basement of the bar.
Yeah. As you are leaving and kicking the skateboard out, he goes, and if you want to practice something, Miss Rain, while you're out, your left punch, straighten your wrist out a little earlier. You keep hitting the bag at a sideways angle.
Of course. Yes, Sensei.
The door opens and you hear the skateboard hit the concrete, the kicks and the rolls, and the door shuts. And as the door shuts, we hear the back door of the Lights Out pub open as Dakota kicks her skateboard up and walks to rejoin Ollie and Ava.
Hope your class went well.
It went great. I'm not done practicing.
Okay. Don't practice on us, please. Thanks.
I was headed. I'm going to go downstairs. Why are you still here?
Well, Needles woke up.
How'd that go?
He's a little skittish. He's a little scared of Layla still.
That was 2 years worth of torture, trauma.
Yeah, definitely. He thinks we're all not safe. So, yeah.
Well, he's not still wrong.
He's not, but I think he is more scared than all of us combined of Layla and the things that she's done to him, to everybody. So, yeah.
Where is he? Where is he?
He went to the sewers.
Ah, perfect. He'll be happier there, or at least with other Nosferatu.
That's the thought. At least hopefully.
Okay, I'm going downstairs.
Good luck.
Dakota, with excitement and a motivation to her step, quickly trots down the stairs where she can begin practicing and really working on her form that was taught this evening. Leaving Ava and Ollie upstairs for a bit. Ollie, you have a place you want to go tonight, right?
I'd like to, yeah.
Ava, do you have anywhere you're going?
I was gonna go check on Celia, my girl.
Oh, okay.
So I'll go.
Well, that's right. Yeah. Did we do that on the one shot where Ollie went to go see Cecilia?
No, that was our last episode.
Okay.
Ollie went to see her.
I can't remember if that was a one shot or not. All right, gotcha.
Told her to get a job. Yeah.
Yes, that was exactly. That's yep. It was honestly, it was a fantastic scene.
Yep.
So Ava leaves and Ollie leaves as well. However, we're gonna follow Ollie first. Ollie, you say you're here taking out the trash regardless. The path here and your walk here is one well trodden, regardless of whether the coterie or anybody else really knew about it or not. They are one of the few things that still tie you to your past in a way that is positive, to remind you of where you came from. And we pick up with you just outside on the other side of the street, just a bit over your shoulder, as we see you gazing at that familiar house. While you've been here many times over the years, standing here, facing the front steps and the front door, last time you were here was with Zachary Heloise. House hasn't changed a bit, but you can see the cop standing on the stairs, her and her father speaking with them, Zach quickly moving over and pretending to be a detective, and them leaving before Jules and her father were wiped clean. They didn't see you. Just a bad night of alcohol.
And the neighborhood sure doesn't change. Well, let's pull the Band-Aid off.
Up to the front door, what are you wearing?
Ollie would probably, it'd look like a nightcap scenario. So imagine the normal suit, but he's got like the blazer over arm and then the sleeves kind of rolled up. Just walking. He makes it to those 5 stone steps up before he hits the buzzer on the Turner apartment.
You take those 5 steps and you reach for the doorbell, that simple white button that still hasn't been replaced in the past few years. And is there hesitation when you hit the button? Is there like a moment where the finger hovers before the button before you press it? Or is there, and it tells me a lot of your character, do you go right for it without hesitation?
I don't think that there's a lot of hesitation. It's like he's looking at it, but his gaze is averted because it's the same space. Like there's 5 steps up, and then there's like 7 steps down just next to that, and that's what actually leads to Doc's barbershop. So he lives just above the barbershop, which is where he's kind of got this mindset of like, you sleep where you work.
Yeah, it all comes from how you were raised as a child by the man who was actually your father. So without hesitation, you press it, and there's that little resistance of the doorbell because it's just a little stuck every time. But you press down into it, and you can hear the distant ringing that rings above. And after a few seconds, you see what the hallway light flick on, followed by what you hear are relatively rapid footsteps making their way down the stairs. You see the feet first, then the legs of pajama pants and a long, loose-fitting t-shirt that's seen way better days, comfortably over Jules.
I'll take a few steps back just so I don't seem as imposing.
Her hair's in a messy bun. She got bags under her eyes. The inner door opens inward as she looks through the screen door, and she's not quite sure. There's a little bit of confusion on her face as she kind of rubs one of their eyes. You wearing your porcelain mask? Yeah. So you simply, it does take her a few moments before that tiredness instantly evaporates. Her eyes open wide. She takes a couple of steps back before you see her collapse to her knees and openly begin to weep.
I will rush forward and I'll bring her back up to standing.
You actually, reach forward and scoop your hand under her arm, and she goes with it for a few seconds before it's almost though she realizes something and quickly throws you off and backs up a bit. Tears still streaming down her face. She's still quite, very literally sobbing, but she scuttles to her feet and takes a few steps back to the stairs that lead upward, not going up them, but keeping her heels to it. And she's wiping at her eyes, and the expressions on her face are moving like liquid sand. It is anger. It is confusion, sadness, happiness. And the few times she opens her mouth to say words, just like noises, like, and it seems like she's struggling with something on and off.
I know, Jules.
She's going to continue being silent for a bit. Does Ollie just kind of stand there? Does he actually speak more? How does he handle the situation?
Can I come up? I don't want to wake Dad.
You say that, and the look on her face goes to almost agony, a sad agony. And after a few more seconds of just this tense silence, she takes a couple of steps forward and reaches out her hand, not to like grab your hand or your shoulder, but just for the center of mass, reaches forward to just almost as though to see if you're actually real. And when she presses her fingers on your chest and then kind of pats you a couple of times, she just pulls her hand back, raises an eyebrow while her lips quiver, and she motions to the stairs.
I'll take a few steps forward, pulling the door tightly behind myself.
And you have to lift it like you always had, just so it'll settle into the door frame properly. Doc at this point is too old to fix it, and likely she's just working too much to have time to take care of it. And you make your way up the stairs first. She wants you to go first, and she follows behind. You shut the inner door as well. You don't hear it open. You do hear her footsteps, leading to a familiar door that you haven't walked through since that night. That's unlocked and already open a crack. And you step into the kitchen. It doesn't look like anything has changed. And the last time you were in here, you told her everything. She steps in through, shuts the door, and deadbolts it behind you. She walks to the other side of the table from you, and with just one hand on her mouth, just stares at you with wide eyes. You see him darting back and forth between your eyes, not sure which one to settle on, but she just seems to be gazing at something impossible.
You mind if I sit?
She doesn't do anything. She's just watching you. If you reach for a chair, she doesn't stop you, and you pull a chair out and you're able to sit on it.
I'll wait.
You wait a good while. Like 10 minutes of just her looking at you. The tears eventually do stop flowing and they dry onto her cheeks. You can see them stained. And eventually she pulls out a chair herself, pulls it quite a distance from the table, sits on it, and finally pulls the hand away from her mouth. When was the last time I saw you?
It was probably about 12 or 13 years ago.
She maintains eye contact for a little while before breaking it. It's then her eyes kind of flicker back and forth like somebody trying to remember something.
I got wrapped up in some things. And it pulled me away from all this.
I don't understand. Aren't you dead?
No. You read in the papers.
Why do I remember the smell of alcohol? The taste. I don't remember seeing you, but I feel like I do. I feel like
it's amazing how much time passes in the blink of an eye, huh? Things kind of little hazy, a little faded.
I would remember you, you fucking asshole.
I know. I'm still the same guy. I'm still a fucking asshole.
Yeah, more than I thought if you're actually fucking alive.
Look, I got wrapped up with...
You tell me I saw you 13 years ago. Why don't I remember that? Why do I smell or taste alcohol when I look at you? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know why you smell or taste alcohol. I mean, maybe I got some on me right now. Which is likely. I mean, Ollie works at a bar, so it's likely.
No, yeah, absolutely. You are fucking hiding something from me.
Yeah, I've had to.
Explain to me what you mean that you saw me 12 to 13 years ago, and explain to me why I can't remember it.
I'm going to do my best to explain it to you.
That's Ollie short for I'm not going to tell you everything. I don't want you to do your best. I want you to tell me everything that happened, because I'm getting nervous. I should be calling the cops to let them know a dead man walked into my fucking kitchen.
And they won't buy it.
When they see you, I can bet they would.
And I can pay them off.
Fuck off.
Look, Jules, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Some years ago, I got wrapped up with some bad people. You remember what it was like when I was a teenager? Rough and tumble, fucking about, doing some things that I wasn't supposed to do, going in and out of jail?
Yeah, I remember plenty of it. I also remember you introducing me to comics and having the peaceful time, especially as you got older. You're telling me that you unlearned all the lessons Dad taught you?
No. But I couldn't let the world that I was a part of affect you. Or him.
The fuck did you get yourself into? Were you some fucking hitman or something?
No, I'm not a hitman, but I may as well be the closest thing that you could guess as the mob.
Stop. You're doing what you always fucking do. What happened 13 years ago? When did I see you? Why don't I remember? What did we talk about?
To be honest, I don't remember it all either because I was drunk. I was drunk and I did a bad thing. I came here when I shouldn't have. The people that I'm wrapped up with.
A subterfuge, sir.
Sure.
Even if you were drunk, but you remember some of it.
Yeah. Even if she sees through it, he's not going to tell her.
It matters though, and how she reacts. Yeah. And she knows you. Well, it's been a few years, but
no successes.
2 successes. You're doing it fucking again. I don't know. Just stop flowering up the fucking language and be straight with me for one goddamn time. Why did we meet and why don't I forget it? Okay, you were drunk. Why don't I remember it?
I don't know. And it's not anything that I can really explain because I don't know. I don't know why you're suddenly remembering it.
What do you mean?
Why didn't you remember it 5 years ago, 10 years ago?
I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I don't know why I don't remember.
Did someone ask you about me?
Not necessarily.
Okay, well, did you just find a picture of me and it all come ruminating back?
No, someone came and told me that you might still be alive and that you work at a bar. They gave me the number. I called it. I did some person, it wasn't you, answered. And they said they weren't sure what you were talking about, but they passed the message along. And lo and behold, look who fucking walks in front of my fucking front door. So they were right.
Was it a woman that you talked to about me?
Does it fucking matter?
It matters.
Was another spurned ex trying to get revenge? Yeah, it was another woman. Why?
Was she a black lady? Short hair? Darker clothes?
Why does it matter?
Because she played a part in the death of Rowan.
What do you mean, the death of Rowan?
My son.
What do you mean he's...
Rowan's gone, Jules.
What? Oliver fucking Hopkins. What the fuck did you get yourself involved in? And should I be putting you behind bars?
I need you to take a breath and calm down. Otherwise, there'll be zero reasoning with you and giving you details. Because if I walk out right now, you'll just be left without details. You'll be left without information.
Okay. She looks at the clock. You have 5 minutes. 5 minutes to explain to me what the fuck is going on. And I won't say a word until you tell me to, or your time is up.
You've had no questions, no qualms, no nothing. Wondering how Dad gets his bills paid. How Susanna comes over and works, yet she requires no additional payment. Hold on, you said 5 minutes. You got to give me that much, Jules. Who changes Dad's trash? Who makes sure his food gets to him? Because it's certainly not Susanna who's asleep after 1 a.m. every night that she's there. Yeah, I know. Dad has a lot to say about the sponge baths. And yeah, sometimes his comics get moved because I don't forget about those things, and I'm still that same person. I don't forget the things that Doc taught me. I don't forget the things that I learned in the barbershop. And I still follow boxing way too close. But it was one night after boxing, I got wrapped up in some shit that shouldn't have happened. And I messed up a guy's face real bad. Somebody put some razor blades in my glove. And I lacerated a guy's face. He almost didn't live it. He lost vision in one of his eyes. His face looked real messed up. And I ruined his career.
I remember.
It ruined mine. And that night I was picked up by somebody and moved into a family. I didn't have a choice in the matter. And I guess you could call it a mob, if that's what you want to call it. But they bought me out. They said I died. My name ran in the papers. There was a fake funeral. And I was insured that if I went out into the public and that I contacted you or Dad or anybody else, that you were going to die. And they proved that by hurting someone that I cared a lot about. And I just couldn't see that happen to you, so I had to disappear. And then one night of mistakes, one night I drank and fell into my feelings. I came here. And I regret that night because it put you in harm's way and Dad in harm's way again. And since then, I've made sure that the landlord stays off your backs, that all the bills get paid, that everything is taken care of, and I stay so fucking far away that Oliver Hopkins is nothing but a flatlined memory in the Turner family.
Can I talk?
Yeah.
I thought we were getting our bills paid by the insurance that was taken out on you after you died. You're telling me for years you've been paying our bills and I didn't know you were alive the whole time? And now you're trying to tell me you're part of some mob? So you're paying with what, dirty money? What happened to you?
I just told you what happened to me.
So what? That's it. You had one bad boxing match and you threw it all the fuck away because somebody framed you. The Ollie I know would fucking find the asshole who did it and either bring him to justice or knock him a fucking out and knock a tooth out or something.
I did.
And then you decided, fuck it, I'm going to go be a criminal.
No, I didn't have a choice.
Doesn't make any sense how you don't have a fucking choice, Oliver.
I didn't have a choice. You know how you have to answer to, when you're hungry, you have to eat. This is the equivalent of that. It's something greater than me. I didn't have a choice. But this time it wasn't one of those hunger pains in the bottom of my belly, Jules. It was the kind of pain that comes either at the end of the barrel or the behest of someone's strong arms around your neck.
So how did your son die?
Because I tried to move him out of the city. And he got wrapped up even deeper. And that woman that came to you, she made him a bad man. So I failed. That's my fault.
So you're not a hitman?
No, I'm not a hitman.
You run guns?
I have. Yeah.
Drugs?
I have.
People?
No. I actually help people. You know the rehab clinic over on 5th and Allentown? That's mine.
So is that to just undo all the people you hurt on the side, trying to balance out your fucking karma?
Don't we have to? Don't we all have to?
I didn't think you cared about that fucking shit.
I mean, where else am I going to get it from? Look at what Dad taught me. He didn't have to take me in. Jules, I was a stubborn, bullheaded white kid that nobody gave a shit about. I didn't belong out here. By the time I was 20, if I didn't have Doc looking after me, I was dead. I was dead. Dead to rights. They would have put me in the ground. They would have buried me. But Doc taught me. He taught me right from wrong. And he taught me that sometimes you got to balance out karma. Sometimes you got to knock a few heads. You got to, what did he used to say to us? You got to crack a few eggs to make an omelet.
So if I call the cops and say, I have Oliver Hopkins here in my apartment, are they going to know what that means?
Nope. They're going to say, who? And then they'll call me
excuse
later.
Me,
and they'll
I'm
ask for money.
Extraordinarily goddamn confused right now. I'm trying my best. Okay. So you're telling me you had a bad boxing match where you got framed, and so in response, you joined a crime gang and now run guns and drugs while taking care of people who are likely on drugs. And all of this required you to be out of our lives. And then your son died because of it. It's some of this just I feel like I'm building two different puzzles right now.
Yeah,
okay.
So what do it.
So what are we supposed to do now? How am I supposed to react now that I know that you are actually alive and that we supposedly had a meeting 13 years ago that my brain just forgot? Am I just supposed to hope that I'm going to magically fucking forget that I'm talking to you again?
Let me ask you this. When you got that phone number, what were you expecting to find out on the other end of that line?
She told me simply that some wounds deserve to be healed. She gave me the number to the bar and said that you might fucking be there. So I don't know what I expected. A prank? It's fucking Chicago, okay? I don't know. Someone could easily went through some police records and wanted to torture just because they're bored or they wanted to, ever heard of gang stalking? I've read a lot about gang stalking. I don't know what I was expecting. I was not expecting a living, breathing you.
A ghost. But this is what you get. And you don't have to like it. I don't need you to like it. But what matters from here on out is if this is something that you want more in your life. Or you want out of your life.
Until Dad wakes up. You know that. He's going to need to know that you're okay. You don't understand. That would make him so happy. You can't walk in here and not see him.
I can't be out during the day, Jules. I can only freely walk at night.
And you're not a hitman.
No. No, I'm not. But
listen, I don't do them, but I've run with people. You're old friends. I know what drug dealers are like, and they're outside during the day.
Yeah, well, I got a lot of people that don't like me. They don't like me because I happen to run a rehab clinic. They don't like me because I have clear moral lines, because I have things that I stand for and that matter to me.
I get it. You're not going to be honest. You're not going to be straight with me. I believe you, but I also believe
you just had to swallow that I'm alive, Jules. Like, what is more honesty going to do for you right now?
I don't know. I don't even know what I'm going to do after you walk out that door and leave. What am I supposed to do, Ollie? Am I supposed to just go back to work tomorrow and pretend that one of the most important people in my life that I thought was dead is actually alive? And I'm supposed to just accept that I can't see you as often, accept that dad can't see you. Do you understand what you're asking of me? Maybe you've been too long in this criminal life where people are willing to walk away for the right dollar, but I am not from your criminal life.
I am dead. You don't expect me to be back tomorrow. This could be some fever pitch of a dream.
Fuck off. Fuck off. I didn't drink anything last night. I didn't do any fucking edibles or mushrooms. And I'm pretty damn sure. And she walks over to a cabinet. You want a glass of water?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
She pours herself a glass of water. She takes a sip from it. And then she smashes the glass over your head. I'm pretty sure you're fucking real. And I hope that fucking hurt you, asshole. She looks to the glass on the ground. I'm not waking up with a goddamn cut in the morning. So explain to my fever fucking dream who I broke the glass on.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Jules.
What doesn't matter?
None of this matters.
I need a smoke. You want one? And she goes and goes for a little box of cigarettes on the counter.
You gonna hit me in the head with them?
Do I need to prove that you're not a fever dream, prick?
I mean, if you're gonna hit me in the head with it, I'm just gonna leave.
She hucks it at you.
All right, Jules. I'll get up. I'll start putting on his jacket. I wish this could have been a bit more civil.
I wish I could have known that you were alive and not dead. And yet here you are, and now you're trying to tell me you're dead anyway. What am I going to? I'm telling Dad, right? You know I have to tell Dad.
You could be taking the night to ask questions as opposed to make accusatory.
I've tried. And you're telling me you joined a crime gang and that you might be a gun runner, drug runner, but for some reason that's enough enemies for daytime assassins to come after you.
Let me start then, Jules. How are you doing?
Getting along. I was doing okay. I'm doing okay.
How's Dad doing?
He's old, a harder time getting around and stuff, but he's got his mind about him. He's still very much in the present.
Is Susanna still lifting his pills?
She takes a minute, almost surprised that you even asked that question, kind of just, again, forgetting. It's very disorienting.
She always skims them off the top, like 5 a month.
How did you know that?
I know because...
Listen, I let her take them because she's the best I've had here so far. I don't know if you know, but we're not swimming in cash, okay?
But you're not hurting either.
No, we're doing okay.
I know you're doing okay. I know you're doing okay because I make sure that you're okay.
I didn't ask you to.
You didn't have to.
Guardian fucking bear again.
Sorry.
You can't be my protector while not telling me what you're protecting me from.
I'm not protecting you.
Then why won't you tell me?
There's no reason for you to know. Look, you know, the mobs run the streets. They've done it since before we were kids. Since basically the 30s.
And that's what Dad was trying to keep you from, Ollie.
And Dad failed.
And that's what I don't...
But that's not his fault. That's mine.
Whatever you want to say about yourself, however disparaging you want to be about yourself, if there's one thing I thought you had, it was a strength, a confidence, an ability to not give in so easily to your roots and temptations. And here you are.
It wasn't a matter of staying strong. It was just taken from me by people that were stronger than me.
And why didn't you come to us right away?
They told me they would kill you. You can't even come to terms with the fact that I'm paying your bills and calling me your guardian bear, let alone someone that's going to come to you and take your life or use it against you. So if they're threatening
my life, then you are protecting me. So how about you tell me what you're protecting me from and not just tell me it's the mob? Give me the name of the fucking mob.
And what
is it the Italians? Is it the Irish?
What are you going to do with it?
I don't fucking know. I'll call the FBI or something.
And they don't care because they're bought. They don't care. As long as they get theirs, it doesn't matter. That's what you gotta get that, Jules. Everybody's dirty in Chicago. Everybody. And the only people that aren't dirty are awake at 3 a.m. in an apartment with their dad across the hall, upset at the person that's attempting to do the right thing and the only thing he knows how he can do. There are very few good things left in this city. Please let me try to do the right thing.
I am trying to at the same time accept that a corpse is sitting before me, one that I went to a funeral for, that I cried about, that I still feel grief for, and I had to come to terms with the fact that that's just going to be life. And now you're fucking here. So I'm trying my best to, but I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to tell Dad how he's going to take it. I don't know I don't know how this. So you tell me, what am I supposed to do now? You're not drunk, right?
I can't tell you to move on.
What? And I don't know. Why are you wearing a fucking porcelain mask, by the way? Holy shit. How did I feel so fucking,
Stop. Just stop.
No. Why do a black mask? Did you wear a black mask? Did you have a black mask?
I didn't have a prosthetic at the time.
When? When I saw you 13 years ago.
Yeah, when I was drunk.
God.
I got a prosthetic.
Damn you. Why? What happened?
Why do I have they fucked me up. They fucked me up. That's what they did. You really want to see what's under here? Because it's horrible. It's horrible, Jules. It's a constant and ever-present reminder that this is what I have to deal with every day.
So you show up at my doorstep. What do you want me to do tomorrow? What do we do now? Are you going to disappear on me again?
I came here so that you didn't come down to the bar. Because I know you. I've known you since we were little kids. You're tenacious. You're just as stubborn as me. And you're going to exhaust every lead until you get the answer that you want.
The answer that I want? I don't want... There's no answer I want other than just to know what the fuck happened. I don't want to join your criminal empire.
There is
Ollie.
I'm not extending an invite.
I just want to know truth.
The truth is, I'm here. I'm right in front of you right now. And just as we were told as little kids, who knows what tomorrow brings, we could get hit by cars, lightning could strike us down, and tomorrow that same shit could happen to both of us. And I know that you feel like that is a cop-out answer and that I'm hiding some truths from you because I don't need you to know all the dirt that I've been rolled through, the mud that I've been drugged through, the damage to my face, that I couldn't live with myself if it happened to you. Or Dad. He wouldn't live through it, Jules. You would. But he's too old. Just know that I can try to be more present if that is what you are after.
I don't know if I want you more present.
Okay.
What I do know is I'm going to need to, I want more answers than you're fucking giving me. And if that's not going to happen tonight, then it'll happen another night. But until I know the truth of everything, then I want to know who forced you into this life. Then when I understand, when I can comprehend, I'll make that fucking decision.
They're dead.
Fine, they're dead for now.
No, they're dead.
No, I get it, Ollie. I get that those people are dead, but you're still working for other people. You're still entrenched in something that's going to get you killed, is killing you, as she gestures to your mask.
Actually, now, believe it or not, I've got a better hold on it than I ever have, Jules.
For now, all I want from you tonight is to tell him what the fuck to tell Dad tomorrow. If you're not even going to stay here until he wakes up.
Tell him that you woke up to get a glass of water and you thought you saw something and you dropped a glass.
So I have to lie? I can't tell him you're here?
Not tonight, not tomorrow.
Why?
Look.
Why is everything with you so hard?
My honest take is I think Dad's seen me anyway. Been a couple of nights that I've walked through the kitchen in that apartment, grabbing the trash that's been out.
I swear to God, if Dad has seen you and he hasn't said anything to me.
What are you going to do? Kill him?
No, but maybe I'll move the fuck out. That's not funny to me, Ollie. I know what you're trying to do and make me laugh, but I don't know how to express to you I thought you were dead. It's like, what if your son walked in the front door tomorrow?
Ain't gonna happen.
I'm not saying it's going to, but I'm just trying to put you in my goddamn shoes. How would you feel? Because that's how dead you were to me.
Yeah. The thing is, Dad probably didn't know how to explain it to you. That's why he didn't even think much of it. Haven't seen him in some years, so he probably just thought old age was getting to him. Shadow of a memory crept back in.
Fine. I won't do it this time, but next time, if you don't give me a good enough reason, I'm going to do it.
Then tell him.
I will. I promise you I will. He was very proud of you, Ollie. You know that. And I don't want him to be disappointed, because if you consider yourself a failure, you know he's going to think he's a failure.
I wish he could see how far I've come.
I don't even know how far you've come. But fine. It doesn't fucking matter. I get it. At least give me a fucking heads up before you show up at the door next time.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be an after dark thing. Do you have a, can I just call you?
My number hasn't fucking changed.
Yeah, I figured. I'll call. Or I'll have someone else call.
I can't say it was good to see you, but I can say I think I'm glad you're not dead.
Thanks.
I might just feel, I don't know how I feel. Do you need anything before you go?
I need for nothing.
You know, you speak in riddles. You're still the same you, but I don't know, there's something different now. You carry yourself different, the way you walk. That's why it took me a second, man. You didn't look the same. But you do. And now how you speak. It's like you went to fucking business school.
I just got old. That's all.
You don't look you aged a goddamn day.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that if I took off my mask.
Oh. I don't need to have nightmares before I go back to bed. How about next time?
Yeah, we can work on it. And for what it's worth, quit smoking.
I'll think about it. Be safe. Get the fuck out of here. And call me next time. I'll leave the door unlocked.
Yeah. Not Jules.
As you stand up, she stands up too. And she does walk over and pokes you, just not pokes you, but like checks one more time.
Sure.
And there's almost like an awkward pat on the back after as you walk away out the front door. And the door shuts. And as the door shuts, the screen goes black. We'll see you next time, everybody. We'll wrap there.
Oh.
I don't want to do the next part without at least a couple of hours minimum. I'll leave it at that. It is Saito Bar influenced. However, it's also story influenced, and it might be violent. And I want to make sure we have the time. And I know, so this is like the best place for me to wrap it up. And I don't want to do more fluff to not drop on an impact like that conversation. I think that was really good. Just door shut end. So we'll be back next week with I promise you, a very fun opener as the coterie gets back together, and we'll see how it goes. You guys can find us everywhere at Pod by Night. You can check that out on Discord, on Twitter, and we'll go around the room. People can find find out where you can find these fools independently, starting with Bub. Hope you welcome back. It's good to have you back. It's very fun to I'm glad you've healed well. Where can people find you if they want more of your beautiful face on their camera?
You guys can find me over on twitch.tv/Bub Talks. I have a whole gaggle of games that I'm trying to tackle over the next couple of weeks. Right now, I'm hitting the last in the Mass Effect series, Andromeda, followed by Shadowrun Hong Kong and The Last of Us. I'm working on jumpstarting a couple of campaigns, though, man, sometimes dealing with casters, it can be tricky. Everybody's like, hey, catch me in 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks, I'm like, oh, shit, life happened. And yeah, it's hard. But outside of that, I do a lot of community stuff. You guys can check me over at discord.gg/Bub. Tonight, we're doing movie night. We're going to be watching Rush Hour and
fun.
Let's see, and Tenet,
yeah.
starring John David Washington.
I have not seen Tenet yet. And I feel
I'm
like
very
it's up my
excited. Very excited. We do a couple of movie nights a month, and everybody gets in. We have a good time.
So fun.
Everybody's welcome. Come through and love on us.
Love it.
Tracy, what about you?
Hi, everybody. I'm Miss Magitech. Tracy, Miss Magitech. You can find me everywhere at Miss Magitech on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all those places. Trying to do more TikToks. I find so many sounds on TikTok that remind me of Ava, and I have them all saved. And I'm like, one day I'm gonna like do the full Ava getup and do a bunch of like Ava inspired TikToks. So follow me there. Eventually I will do them. They're all saved on my account. So I'll do them eventually. But other than that, you can find me at twitch.tv/MagicRPG, where me and my friends play a lot of different tabletop games throughout the week. We're doing like 4 games a week now. Soon to be 5.
Oh my God, damn. Yeah, nice job.
I'm not in all of them. But my friends have all been super awesome and like want to run their own games, which is really awesome. So yeah, that's where you can find me. And that's all.
Fantastic. And Little Red Dot, how about you?
Hi, friends. You know where to find me, where those dots are found. Yeah, and over here. That's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. My whole life right now is dedicated to Cobalt Press. So if you haven't heard, yesterday we did announce the new name for Project Black Flag. It is no longer Project Black Flag. We've announced the official title of the book series, so you should go check that out. I'm not going to spoil it for you here, but you can go read up on it. That's my life. That's me. That's what's up. What about you?
Yeah, you can find me anywhere here, Pod by Night, and I'm usually part of the shows. And then there's the I actually recently rebranded my YouTube channel last night. Mathis Games, RIP, long live Chilluminati. Makes sense. Nothing is changing over there. I'm still going to drop a gameplay video like once or twice a month. But for the most part, you know, that's kind of been my brand for a long time. So any Chilluminati stuff, you can find me over at youtube.com/ChilluminatiPod. And that's it for us, guys. We'll be back next week with another banger episode of SOS, as they always are. And hope you're excited because things about pop off a little bit. See you then.
Bye everybody.